Are we live?
I believe we're live.
Excellent.
I will say that there's a distinct possibility that my Discord might crash. It's feeling very
Uh,
unstable.
okay.
I had to delete the entire folder just to get it to start.
Oh, right. Okay. Is this why you needed another login code?
Yeah.
Okay, that would make
Well,
sense.
no, I needed the login code for the Twitch, but that was because
Yeah,
of
no.
the OBS. Yeah.
Yeah, I gathered
But
as much.
yeah, but it's all tied together, as you well know.
Yeah, well, we're in the pre-show anyway, so let me just send
Pre-show.
send all the shiz out.
Oh yeah, and probably tell Moses.
I've got it all queued. Don't you worry. I've got it queued up. This is what I was doing in the
Emotional
background as well.
damage.
There you go. Good, good, good.
Uh, let's see. I hope we're live.
I think you have. No, you did for a minute.
Let me check.
No, you did for a second on my screen.
I did what for a second?
Froze.
Did I freeze? Well, yeah, but I want to see if we're live.
Oh, okay.
My thing
Doesn't
is,
matter anyway.
yeah, we are live. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It says manage stream.
Well,
I mean, there's a Sencho.
where?
Oh my god, they've changed it again. Twitch changed their layout again. I can now pop out chat quite easily again, because clearly that was an issue.
Is Centro there now?
Uh,
Or
yeah.
was he earlier?
19 minutes past 7.
I can hear me.
Jesse's here. Hi, Jesse.
Hello, hello. Well, but Jesse, you're not going to be here for very long, I don't think.
What do you know that I don't?
That I believe, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, very rarely. But I believe Jenny is streaming tonight,
She is.
isn't she?
I believe so. Or she has been.
But also, I'm frequently wrong about things.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me see if this works. Jesse, can you tell me if you hear this?
Emotional damage.
If she's doing it without me. Oh, right. No, she isn't streaming tonight. What am I thinking? That was last night. Oh my gosh. Yay!
Oh, you did.
Okay.
I can't hear it, which is
I got
quite
a stream
funny.
deck, so I can do things and Pete can't hear it.
Oh, for God's sakes, of course you did.
Yes, I did.
Look at you trying to become professional streamer.
Yeah, I'm so totes profesh.
No, is this all because you're going to TwitchCon?
No, but it's good timing, huh? You should see all the Twitch swag I just ordered me and other people.
Oh, for God's sakes!
That I just forgot that he's gonna watch this later.
Is this is this the wrong time to tell you that we're moving over to Rumble?
Yes. Wait, I'm quiet. Me? Quiet? Ever? Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Jesse said no one ever. Yeah, Jesse, it was me that's wrong. Even though I'm literally streaming right now on Sunday night, I thought it was Saturday. I thought this moment in time was Saturday.
But yeah, apparently you are a bit quiet.
Oh,
I'll go
right.
and have a look
Okay.
myself.
Testing. That should be loud. I yelled enough to get it in the yellow.
Yeah, you might actually just want to, up the gain or something if it's.
Yeah, if it stays that way. If it stays quiet.
I need to go.
I was gonna say, do all your thing.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Joys of having a new phone. I've got to log in everywhere.
Oh, that does suck.
Yep, that's why I sent that link to you the other day. I was like, yeah, to log in to
Oh, right. I was like, why are you sending me the webmail link? I don't use that. And then find out there's timeless stuff in my email. Well, not my email, the podcast email.
Yes.
I need to look at that and do stuff with it.
I know, that's why I sent you the password so that you could.
Eventually,
Let me guess, you didn't this week.
Nope. Since I wish it was Saturday. T8 Tekken 8 broke your headset, Centro? Tekken broke your headset? Or
Or
did
did you
Sincho
break the headset?
Hello, Nana. Jesse says, Timeless, never heard of it. It's this convention that's happening in August. And there's going to be this guy that takes pictures. Oh, wait, I think his name's Jesse. Jesse, you should know. You should meet him.
Well, it sounds like a right cool dude.
He sounds like a totally radical dude. Oh, and now it starts. Thank you, Nana. This is tonight's tipple. Oh, there it is. Oyster Bay. Sincho says, Tekken, me, what's the difference? Good point. Jesse
Are you
says,
not Tekken accountability?
Okay, so that bubbled. Ooh. Jesse says, he sounds awful. No, he's really cool, dude. Sincho says, I was able to glue the earphone back on, though, so it's all good. See, you're doing better than I did. Before I got this headset, I had to get this to replace what... All I did was I slid my headset across this table, and it barely kissed the ground, barely, and it snapped off, and I couldn't tape it correctly. That's why it was...
Oh, look, it's Jenny, who's apparently streaming.
No,
she's not.
No. So, hello, Jenny. So Jenny, guess what I did that's really not smart, and it's of people who don't have brains like me. It's Sunday, but my brain said it was Saturday. Oh, that's cool. Jenny's in the bath. I sometimes watch streams when I'm in my hot tub. It's a hot tub stream. No, yes, my brain told me it was Saturday, even though I'm sitting here streaming to all these lovely people, to all you lovely people. And I was like, isn't Jenny streaming tonight? And it's like, oh, wait, no, she's not, because it's Sunday.
Congratulations, Kylie. You just played yourself.
You know what my other sound bite's going to be? Oh, crap, Pete, you don't... It's Deadpool, Pete.
Oh, I'm glad I don't have to listen to it.
It's the I'm touching myself. Oh, don't clip that.
Someone clip that.
Jesse said, so me and Jen are streaming. Me and my PJs and Jenny in the bath. That's the best stream. PJ bath. Like PJ Harvey, but with a bath. Sincho, I did that the other night. Watching from the tub is the best. Right? Right? Oh. Thanks, Jesse.
Out of work, I see. Good work.
Oh, goodness. Alright, well, Pete, entertain as I chug this back to redeem Nana's.
I've got to go and do check the sound file. I'll be back.
Is that a threat or a promise?
Why not both?
It is both. Jenny's like, so, game news. Actually, yes, wine first. Game news later. It's probably pretty predictable for anyone that's in the game realm. But, yeah, Nana, you probably know exactly everything we're talking about. But next week's going to be real good, because it's going to be discussion. One of our round tables, and we haven't done those in forever. And
we need people for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Apply in the chat if you want to be if you want to be involved in a discussion about the video game industry and what the hell is going on.
That too. Sincho said,
well, that's what it's about. What the hell is going on with the video games industry?
Sincho said, all I did was play Tekken, so I have no clue what's going on right now. Well, we are here to inform you. Sincho. Yes. Oh, I gotta chug this. I was sipping it.
That is the worst chug of all time.
Yeah, it's bubbly.
All I hear is excuses. If you want to have these redeems, then you need to redeem. Fine, I will redeem the hydrate.
Yep. Sincho says, I'll try to mention Tekken in every single chat message today. Oh, I look forward to it, Sincho. Can't wait.
He really is trying hard to get me to play Tekken.
He's Tekken.
It ain't happening when I've got another game that's probably going to be about 100 hours on my plate. I'll tell you later.
Mm-hmm. We is about to talk about what them games are.
And also, I want to talk about my potential future plan as well. You know about it.
Are you running for president?
No. I might run against Sunak for Prime Minister, but you know.
There you go. So I have these really nifty, cool lights that I wanted to set up as a routine. I can't get them to connect to my dadgum stupid phone. So they're just gonna look pretty for now. President. It's the best fighting game. Wow, okay. I chugged that wine. Sparkling wine. And it has hit me.
We better start the show then.
Okay.
Before you get too drunk.
I never get drunk.
Until that time you got drunk.
I never get drunk. I've never been
Yes.
drunk a day in my life. Nana says, oh, I forgot we were due for a general election again. God, this place sucks. Yes, but
Yes.
we're not going to do politics till next week.
But I agree, this place does suck.
I don't know. I moved here. I improved it just by moving here. Episode 191, correct? Yes.
191, and yes, no politics. Until next week.
Till next week. Next week's all politics. Here goes Cincho. Let's Tekken this show on the road.
Oh my god, it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
You're Tekken it too far, Cincho.
Oh, we'll wait a minute and a half because we've currently got ad break.
Oh, okay. That's still getting used to that.
Yeah, I know, I can see it in the chat, so I'm just like, yeah, cool. We'll wait.
I'll take a nap. I'll Tekken a nap. How about that? How about that thing I said?
I'm Tekken my leave right now.
Uh-huh.
If this carries on.
I'm Tekken the piss if I drink this entire bottle of wine. Jesse.
No.
Jesse
Nobody
says,
wants to see that, Jesse. Nobody.
is
Not
Pete's,
even me.
Is Pete's news that he's naked in all future streams? All future streams will now be hot tub streams. Clothing
Never.
optional.
I know you want to see that, Jesse, but nobody else does.
Never. I want a hot tub stream of Pete and Jesse. People demand it. And I am people. Cincho says it can't be taken away from me. And then Nana says, you guys can't tone that down. I know Twitch is super aggressive with that. What, the hot tub streams?
I think the ad breaks.
The ad breaks. No, I've got them on the least amount of ads happening the least amount of times. It should only happen 3 times in the length of our stream. And they should only be a minute and a half. It's quite annoying.
Yes, they are. But we're good. We're free of the ad break.
But Pete, I think that temporarily right now, the title should be Pete's Nude News.
No. Yes. Possibly.
Hello,
Good evening, Mike. We're
Tinder.
just about to start the actual show.
Cincho says, I'm with Jesse. I think this sounds like a sound plan. You forgot Tekken, Cincho. Jesse says, I've been listening to a song where she sings she's not drunk. She only fell off her chair one time. I think of Kylie every time, except I fell off twice.
Can't be Kylie twice. Yeah, thank you. I was just about to say that.
But I did prove to Mags that it wasn't because I was drunk. It's because I need a plastic thing on my floor. Nobody believes that, but I said it.
I don't believe it.
Nobody believes it.
No. Right, we starting?
We are starting. This is, Mike says, only I can come onto the stream the minute Kylie talks about Pete's nude news, right? And that's got to be the title, guys. We got to make sure that Pete titles this episode Pete's Nude News. I love saying that. PNN. Welcome to PNN. The PNN network. The penis network.
Oh my. Oh, you mean the PNS?
That's what the police are called here. But Jesse says, "What plastic thing do you need to stay on the chair?" Don't answer that. I can think of a few things.
Right, we're starting. Okay, let's crack on. I'm
191,
recording.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast, episode 191. Holy crap, Pete. That's 9 episodes. We have to plan.
We had a plan.
We had a plan. We need a new plan. I have a plan.
I'm sure you have plenty of plans.
I always have plans. I never don't not plan. That's a word. That's a phrase. But I'm your co-host, Kiley Wilde, and I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Pete Beckett.
Hello, I don't have a plan.
Yeah. We're winging it. Always. 24/7. But every week, I like to start the show the same way. And that is by asking Pete how his week's been and what have you been playing?
Busy week. I've been feel very tired this week. It's just been busy at work, so I haven't had a lot of time for gaming. But there might have been a big game that came out this week. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna have its own thing.
Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit more because I actually did play a community game with a bunch of people I used to work with.
Oh, very nice.
It might be a game
nice.
familiar to those of the middle-aged gamer guys variety. Picked up Headbangers Rhythm Royale.
Oh, how did you find that, Pete? Because I have thoughts on that.
I don't mind the game. It's just very, very difficult to play when you're sat in a Discord call with everyone chatting complete nonsense.
Oh, yeah, no. In fact, I think when we do it as a community, we don't jump on Discord for that reason.
Yeah, I think I've learned that very quickly.
Yeah. But other
Not
than
an
that,
easy to get into play otherwise.
no, it's not. I am not a fan of it.
It's okay. It's not the worst game in the world.
Yeah.
It's just...
Pete, you've frozen. Or I have. Chat, let me know if it's me or Pete that's frozen.
You don't know.
Don't know. Well, Jenny says I'm a little predictable. Fortnite, Hollow Knight. Ooh, Hollow Knight's good. And weeny bit of Sea of Thieves because Jenny's on PlayStation and Sea of Thieves is on PlayStation. But
it's not on PlayStation yet.
Is it not? Oh,
not
okay.
yet.
I don't know things. I just do a video game podcast, and I'm an Xbox fangirl, so yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite on PC, on PS5 yet.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
soonish. I think it's like March or April. Either one of the two.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, Headbangers was okay. It's not terrible.
I find it quite difficult, but I don't know if that's because of the way my brain functions, or if it's because I'm playing on a projector and there's lag, which I do kind of think that is part of it.
That may have something to do with it.
And I'm on a Wi-Fi connection.
That also has something to do with it.
So it could just be that.
Are you streaming the game, or have you installed it at least?
I don't know. I just downloaded it. Is that the thing?
Well, that means you're playing it off your hard drive, not streaming it via the cloud.
I don't know how to do via the cloud.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too much.
I'm talking to a tech idiot.
Yeah, it's above my pay grade.
Okay, cool.
So
Alright, cool. Well,
what else have you been playing this week, Pete?
Visual thing for those watching, but I've been playing Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes. I'm about 6 hours into the game. I can't believe I've played 6 hours of it so far, considering how busy my week's been.
Right.
For those who played the demo, you'll know exactly how this game kind of starts out. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't play the demo, so anyway. Yeah. So, I know. I'll carry on talking whilst you do that. But yeah, so those who played the demo will know that the first couple of hours of the game is basically the flashback sequence of Nibelheim. I don't want to go into too many other spoilers other than that because there's something else that happens at the beginning of that section that is quite new to the game. But I'm into chapter 2, so I have left Calm. So those familiar with the original game will know where they are. And I've made my way over to the Chocobo Ranch.
That was what I was going to ask. Have you met the Chocobos yet? Because this is
Yes.
my favorite whole section of the game is actually where you're now heading. Because the Golden
Yes,
Saucer, the Chocobos, Kate Sith, all that.
I have a Chocobo, and I
Oh,
am currently riding it around.
what color is he? Oh, someone clipped
Well,
that.
it's just a yellow Chocobo. It's the basic one that you
Oh,
get at
right.
the moment.
Do you like
So
riding a
yeah,
Chocobo, Pete?
I am not answering that question without my lawyer present.
Can
Um,
you stay on the Chocobo?
there is quite an interesting thing about it. I've found out is obviously some of the things that you do in the open world or open zones, let's call it,
Mm-hmm.
is that you can collect resources to make new items, which is quite new to the game, obviously.
Yeah, crafting was not a thing.
But yeah, but you don't actually have to get off the chocobo to pick them. It's quite handy.
Hmm.
So it
Interesting.
does
Not
help
sure
with
how I feel
that.
about
So
that.
no, I think it's quite a handy little feature actually. It means that you can just carry on riding and actually
You
you don't
see,
have to press the button because of the surface area of the chocobos themselves are larger. It means you only have to press the button once if you've got a series of resources within a small confined section, rather than pressing it 4 times if you're running around.
but see, I see you, Cincha. Uh, the thing with Sea of Thieves, that's why I'm not a biggest fan of Sea of Thieves because it has
Mm-hmm.
a similar mechanic to that.
Ah, okay.
I don't know. I'd have to see it in action. Put it that way.
No. So the most that I've actually done is I've done a side quest. I'm not going to say which side quest it is because actually it's quite a nice one to be fair, but it happens within the Chocobo Ranch anyway. Um, and I've done quite a lot of exploring of the open world and quite a lot of battles. And how do I feel about this game? It's too early to say. It's somewhat enjoyable, I guess. The combat system is very similar to obviously what it was like in Final Fantasy Remake.
Right?
They've made a few additions to it. Um, it's obviously a lot more open, but it's weird because the game looks very nice in certain aspects, and the game looks kind of jank in certain aspects as
Right?
well.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion about how the performance mode works compared to the graphics mode. And the
Right,
performance
okay.
mode runs at 60. I can't remember what I've been playing it on, but using the monitor that I'm using, which is a 1440 144 hertz monitor, it seems to be okay. It looks very nice, but environmentally, there's a couple of things that are really awkward with it. So when you're trying to actually climb any terrains, there's a lot of jerky animations. It's not the most optimized game I've ever played,
Right.
but I'm in it solely for the story and for the
Yeah.
combat. So um, if the story manages to at least be half decent.
Pete froze again. Well, Pete froze
Yeah,
again.
I know I did. I was just waiting for a sec.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, I'm if there's a patch for it like Nan says, I'll be happy with that because it will really stabilize it a little bit.
Right.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it at the moment because I'm only 6 hours in, but so far it's okay. I'll report back with further
Yeah.
details once I've played a bit more, but it's unlikely I'm going to be able to play much next week because I've got a busy week ahead of me. The week
Well,
after, however, I'll be absolutely
there you
playing the
go.
shite out of it.
Very good. Well, Sencho says Square is not Tekken performance. Seriously. Oh, um, interesting. Mike asks, "What's your thoughts on the flashback discourse, Pete? Can you talk about that? Cause
Oh, so I mean, the Nibelheim flashback is one of my favourite sections of the entirety of Final Fantasy VII Original. It has all the most emotional story moments within it. I'm going to say that it being basically a 2 hour section in Rebirth, very unnecessary. Doesn't need to be that long.
right, okay,
And I'm not gonna lie, there's the section that you know about. Everyone's seen the friggin' moment from the original game. It makes you have to crawl around on the floor, and it is incredibly slow and annoying, and it doesn't need to be that
So,
way.
is it filler then?
There's some filler in there.
Right. Okay.
It's what somebody on the Spawncast like to say is they might as well have just called this game Paddington, because it's yeah,
Spat it
there's a
out.
lot of padding. Yeah, there's a
Uh,
lot of padding to this game.
well, Cincha says, would you say that the flashbacks have taken you back down memory lane, Pete?
I think the original did it better.
Wait, but okay. Because I was like, the original couldn't take you down memory lane.
No, the original did that
Gave you
section
the
better.
memories. Okay. Right. Okay. So in addition to that, any other games this week?
No, I haven't started on one particular game because obviously Final Fantasy is about 100 odd hours and it's going to take a lot of my time.
That's a long game.
But I do want to state that my intentions are to play Yakuza soon.
Mm-hmm. Which you might
L-
be streaming.
I was going to say for a
Mm-hmm.
live audience from the very beginning, I may do it in front of the live audience.
I think you should, Pete. And then, oh, right, we're recording, so I can't say that. I definitely think you should do that.
Well, I'll announce my plans in due course, but I will be starting at Yakuza 0 and hopefully going all the way to Infinite Wealth.
Very good.
And playing them all in front of the audience bit by bit. So it could take a while, but I hope you'll be along for the ride.
Well, Mike says, so is Rebirth not a sequel? Not quite.
It's a continuation on from Remake, but it's basically setting the grounds along where the original game was, but obviously it's taking
Adding.
some deviations. It's adding a bit, but it's also deviating the story. If you played Remake, you kind of know the direction in which this is going to go. And there is a cutscene at the very beginning that sort of sets up what they're attempting to do with this. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But if you haven't, the good thing is that actually, if you haven't played Remake, there is a what happened so far bit that takes about 5 minutes.
And
it has it actually explains the story a lot better than 40 hours of actually playing Final Fantasy Remake.
Oh wow.
I didn't mind Remake, but there was another issue of padding in that game as well. So it's almost like Square have sort of gone, do we need to artificially increase the runtime of this game? Probably, but you shouldn't have to. Just let people enjoy a 40, 50, 60 hours like game without having to pad it out.
Well, Cincha says, I have somehow completely avoided any changes that Remake and now Rebirth made. I wonder what was Tekken out or changed completely, but my potato PC can't handle that game, I think.
Well, it's only on PS5 at the moment anyway. So
they haven't put it on PC yet. Okay.
Not yet, but apparently it is only for the next 3 months.
Mike says, right.
Okay. Anyway, how's your going?
Well, no, I was gonna ask you any more games. If not, I'll tell you what I've been playing.
Yeah, well, tell me what you've been playing.
Okay, well, I started back to work, but also life kind of sucks right now because they're doing construction outside my house on the roads.
Oh, how wonderful.
Because they're building a Lidl for our U.S. listeners. No, I think Lidl actually is in the U.S. now. It's a grocery store.
Oh, yes.
I'm so old now that I'm excited. They're building a grocery store.
No, I found that actually when I was over in Portugal, they had one close by, and it's not bad.
I'm just so happy to have like a grocery store in walking distance. There's something wrong with me. But that means that the entire road is closed and the stupid roundabout's closed, which means I haven't been able to get to the gym in 5 days, which means Kiley's brain starts to deteriorate and go bad places. So, but the good...
Isn't this why you created a home gym?
This is why I created a home gym. Guess who's been in her home gym?
You used the home gym?
No. But there's the little silver lining. I played 2 games this week. Count them. 1, 2. Oh my gosh. 1, my usual Suicide Squad with Mags. Middle Age Gamer Guy UK. Go follow him. And I think, again, we're saving our final thoughts for the very, very end. But this is after another, I think it was like 4 gig update, 2 or 4 gig update. I don't remember. And the bots are worse than they were last week. We had to start and
How is
stop.
that even possible?
I know, exactly. We had to start and restart the game 3 times, I think, and we had some connection issues, which at first could have possibly been attributed to my internet at first, but the subsequent ones were absolutely not anything to do with my internet. And we got to what would be we did the second boss, which was very cool. I'm sorry, it was cool. I mean, there are elements of this game that are cool, at least to me.
Yeah, fair enough.
The third boss was weird because the lead up to the third boss was very, very difficult for me. Not difficult for Mags, which was very embarrassing. But I can't do more than one thing at one time. I can only do one thing. And this requires you to do 2 to 3 different things at the same time, and my brain just went pew. So the lead up to the boss fight was very, very difficult for me. The boss fight itself was like way easy, and it was kind of like, oh, that's it. So at this point, I think that we're more than halfway through the game. So maybe another 2 weeks, we'll be able to report back the full experience.
I think if you've done 3 bosses, that means you're probably more than half, actually.
Well, that's what I think. I think we have 1 mega boss, I believe. 1 to 2.
I think you've only got two left.
Yeah, see, Mags would know more because he does spoilers. I don't do spoilers.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
But
if it's the source of the game, then you know the members that you've got to take down.
Well, exactly. And the other game I was playing.
Let me just cut in on that one because I did play a little bit more of Suicide Squad as well. Just a small amount. I have now reached the point where I'm sending Kurt's copy back because I hate the game. I really can't. I can't do it. I cannot get into that game whatsoever. Just the general feel of the game. It just bores the living hell out of me.
I do wonder how much of my enjoyment is because me and Mags are playing it. But then again,
probably.
It's still my kind of game, so I think I'd still be into it. Not as much.
Yeah, I just think the shooting mechanics are really boring more than anything.
I like
it annoys me that these 4 characters, out of all of them, like there's only one that actually does use guns, but all 4 of them use guns, and it's like, why?
Because it's a first-person shooter, Pete.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be. It's a game that is set. Hello. It's a game that is set within the DC universe, and all these characters, apart from obviously Harley Quinn, have all got some kind of power. You know, Captain Boomerang can utilize the Speed Force. Why is he not utilizing the Speed Force for more than his traversal?
Well, I think those are fair assessments.
Yeah, and it like the grind just is dull to me.
I know.
It just bores the shite
but
out of me.
That's what took you out of Destiny, was the grind.
No. What took me out of Destiny was having to try and catch up to everyone else's power level to do raids, and then I just could not do it anymore.
That's because we were grinding like cray-cray.
That is true.
But do you want to hear about the other game I played this week?
Rack on.
First of all, Cincho said Suicide Squad has Tekken the life out of Pete. So Cincho is accomplishing his goal.
So far, yeah.
Front page Rob says, "Oh, Pete's background is all new." Yes, it is. Pete, you want to let him know why?
I moved house. Nothing that major, to be honest.
What? That is a big major step. That is a big major.
I mean, it's been 4 months now at this point, but yeah, I suppose Rob's been very, very busy. Very busy man.
Yeah, because we started happy hour because you moved.
Yes,
I forgot.
That is correct.
Yeah. God, can you believe it's only been 4 months? That's insane. Anyway, Cincho says, might have been better if Suicide Squad had Tekken, the gameplay from Spider-Man/Batman. I actually think that they should have copied Guardians of the Galaxy. What?
how the hell and how dare you, Sencho, put Spider-Man before
with
Batman? Because no, because Batman came first.
Oh, did he,
Arkham Asylum
Pete?
came first.
Did he, Pete?
Yes, Batman was created in 1938 or 39, and Spider-Man was created in the 1960s as well, if you want to go by that measure too.
1961, I believe.
Nice
But
try.
that's what we should call this. Batman came first. But my other game that I was playing, because we haven't even gotten to the meat and
I know,
potatoes of this episode. Central says, "Oh wow, Pete is taking it out on me for not keeping the right order in chat."
I'm gonna take you out of chat in a minute.
Cincho's just glad he can use all caps, and
I
Nightbot
know.
isn't banning him. I'm gonna drink more
Can
wine,
we?
but
Can Nightbot ban him soon, please?
no. But Mike says, "Has nobody ever told you that coming first is not the flex that you think it is?" Well, I'm gonna leave that up to the viewers. I'm gonna incriminate myself if I talk anymore.
Anyway,
says,
let's talk about your second game because we're nearly 21 minutes in.
I know, right? Sinja says, "I might be Tekken out soon." Yeah. No, so for real, and I'm a little bit sad he's not in chat tonight, but Mike read my mind. There you go, Mike. This is for you. Dedicated to one Mike Tendo, friend of the show. Sinja says, "Depends on what goals have been taken." Anyway, yes, I'm a little bit disappointed Danzig's not here, but I bought a game, which first of all, hold me back. What the heck? I haven't bought a game. I know, right, Pete? I know.
I'll fall off my chair in a minute.
I know. But I did. And I paid full price for it too. But I bought Pacific Drive. Which is the game that Danzig is like the marketing director for. I know I've got his title totally wrong. But, that sort of thing. And I watched Mags play it, but I already knew, even before watching Mags' stream, I knew this was my type of game. Jesse says, "Falling off the chair is Kiley's job." Yeah, I'm really good at it. I need a raise. I am enjoying it very, very, very much. It is right up my alley. It is, first of all...
Those who don't know, I was going to say, for those who don't know, do you want to talk about what the actual game is?
Yes. It is a... God, how do you describe it? There's been a lot. Last year, a lot of them came out. There were car driving games where you... Huh? Well, not quite. A little bit roguelike. A little bit. But for some reason, like My Summer Car, there's another one, I can't remember, that was hilarious. Krusty played it, and I had to, download it because I had to download his video because it was so hilarious. But anyway, you drive. I think it's called The Long Drive, actually. You just drive, and then you repair your car as you go, and blah, blah, blah. It's a very basic mechanic. A lot of games came out last year, indie games like that. This one takes that basic idea and actually expands on it and makes it not look like a very hastily thrown together Unity game. I don't know if they used Unity, but you know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Cincha says, "Pacific Drive has definitely taken my interest." So it is set in... It's actually set in 1998, Pete, which is insane. So like an alternate history apocalypse type thing. And you're sucked into an alternate universe. And you do get sucked into a universe. And then you have to repair your car, but that's actually not the main focus. The crafting is not the main focus. And the crafting is really well done. So it's not like you get bored with it or whatever. Because I get bored with crafting very fast. Cincha says, "Ban me, Pete. I can't even Tekken myself at this point." So in addition to the crafting and everything, do not actually do it though, Nana. But there is a storyline going on. Now, I said this in chat. I'm going to say it here. It's very reminiscent of Subnautica, but on land. And actually, it's more reminiscent of Subnautica to the DLC, the Arctic Blast, or whatever it's called.
Oh, Below Zero.
Thank you. So there's a storyline. It's very just. I'm like driven to find driven, haha, which is kind of a pun because it's a card game, but I am driven to find this mystery and discover what this is all about and stuff like that. And I am actually enjoying it quite a bit, and will be playing it so much more this week. So if you want to,
Good.
pick it up. It's on Steam and
I
PlayStation, I think.
I look forward to hearing more of your thoughts about it as you play more through the game.
Yes, and Mike says, keep it up, Sincho. And Pete will put you on the naughty step. Ooh, naughty.
No, he might want that. I might not do it. Just because he wants it.
Yes. But yes, so that, which is usually a longer intro than we're used to. But hey, Pete and I have been playing games, and we hope you love knowing that we play games, so that we have.
You know what? We should actually just do a week once where we just talk about games that we've been playing for a longer period of time.
I mean, it might get boring to people.
Nah, I'm sure people would enjoy it, especially if we've had like the last few weeks where we've actually been playing more games.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot more games than Power Wash Simulator, which I also play.
I've been playing a lot more than just playing absolute nothing.
I like what Rob says. Wait, you and Pete play games? I thought this was a book club.
For a while, it was. We were basically just talking about movies.
I know, right? Yes, welcome to our film talk. But
no, you can save that for another podcast.
Yes.
I do.
It's true. Mike's Tendo says, I quite enjoy underwater games, but haven't quite taken the dive into Subnautica or Below Zero.
Freaking puns are terrible today.
No, they're wonderful. Please, puns give me life. Okay, sometimes
no, puns are great, but these ones are bad today.
So good. But I absolutely adore Subnautica, in all honesty. But I like certain kinds of crafting games, which Pacific Drive and Subnautica do, which is, it's not elaborate, it's not impossible, there's not like, that one ingredient.
Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get into Subnautica. I tried. I just couldn't. You recommended it, but I
did.
Just couldn't. It was on Game Pass, so I at least didn't have to pay for it.
There you go. Well, Jenny says Subnautica is good. Yes, Subnautica is good. Go for a deep dive on that. It is really good. And it's like, there's some jump scares. Now, historically, if you've been a listener of this show, listener, watcher, jump scares don't get me. Horror games don't get me, jump scares don't get me, so it didn't work on me, but I can see how it could jump scare several people. So, if you like jump scares, there's a little bit of them. Sincho says, I actually want to stop, but I have Tekken it so far, it would be a crime to give up now. Yes, Sincho, plus you declared at the beginning of this stream that you would be using Tekken in every sentence. But that wraps up what we've been playing this week. Now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes, and I'm actually very hungry.
Well, maybe you should have eaten.
I should have.
I mean, where do you want to start? I think I know where we will start. We'll start at the crappiest news of the week.
I like what Front Page Rob just said, which is talking about diving games is quite apt, as Kiley gets herself in deep water. I do. I often also stick my foot in my mouth, but that's not a deep water pun.
That is true.
Mike says, what's the name of that Liam Neeson film again? That's so good, Mike. Yes, Sincho. What's the name of that Liam Neeson film? Jenny says, I'm blow drying my hair, so I can't hear you for the next minutes, but I'm watching you. Not creepy at all. Sinjo says, also, I would like to consider this punishment for not taking a shot at the game, Pete. Pete
This is not helping towards, getting me to try and play the game.
I think that this episode, if we don't call it Pete's Nude News, which we should, it needs to be a Tekken pun. Maybe Tekken the piss.
I think I might just do that.
Mike says, I got a feeling somebody's watching me.
Yeah, they are. It's called a live audience.
Uh-huh. That's true.
Anyway, shall we move on?
We shall. Although I
So
do want
yeah,
to
I'm gonna go
I
on,
want to
Karen.
do one thing, and this is just for our chat because Pete can't hear it. But we're about to move on to some maybe not so exciting happy news, but we're still going to put a smile to it and try to put a positive spin on it. But until then, you might feel a little
Emotional damage.
Pete can't hear that.
I'm gonna pretend that I heard that. And weirdly enough, it's not because I can't hear it. That's not coming up in the audio version.
Oh no, that's right. Only the stream version will have it. But yes, exactly, Mike. Exactly.
Twitch.tv/rapper reviews if you want this exclusive content that Kylie's locked away from our audio listeners.
It's true. It's true. All right, Pete. Here we go. Let's put our serious.
This is worse than
faces
locking shit behind a paywall.
on. No, it's not. Because it's still
It
free.
is.
They just have to
No.
click.
You have to remember this started as an audio
I
podcast.
know.
An audio podcast.
And look what it's turned into. Look at all my lovely lights and my pink hair.
Okay,
Oh,
right.
My legs are numb
cool.
from sitting in this chair. I'm also.
Anyway,
I can't sit still. But yes, Pete is going to take us on a journey. And it's going to be a slightly serious journey, but we will try to make the best of it.
well, I was actually going to start out with the worst news of the week.
Maybe that's a good thing, and then it can only get better from there.
So at the beginning of the week, we had it was last week actually. We got word of it coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and this week, I can't remember what the date it was. I believe it was the 27th. Was it the 27th? Yeah, the 27th. The Pokemon Presents happened.
I forgot about that.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So, yeah, let's
That's
talk
not the
about
worst
what was.
of the week.
When I tell you what was shown in that, you might think otherwise.
I don't think so. But yes, go ahead, Pete. Tell us this terrible Pokemon news.
Right, so so the Pokemon Presents was aired on the 27th. It was about 12 minutes,
Right.
and yeah, there was a few things shown, and a few things not shown.
Okay.
Let's get into it. So, first of all, they said that there's some new updates coming to Scarlet and Violet. If you thought this was the performance patch, do you really know what the Pokemon Company are like? This was not a performance patch. They've got some Terra Raid battles coming to Scarlet and Violet with Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard, because this actually aired on the original date that Red and Green first launched in Japan.
Right, okay.
So yeah, so Mighty Venusaur was available as of the 29th.
Venusaur.
The 28th of March will be Blastoise, and then Charizard will follow later on. Next up, we had Pokemon Go Cross the Horizons anime special event coming. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, do people still play Pokemon Go?
I mean, I don't.
No, I don't think many do. The anime's main protagonists, Liko and Roy, are coming to the game, as well as a couple of Gen 9 characters.
Yeah.
There's a Pikachu now with a Captain Pikachu hat. Sweet.
Oh, interesting. Rob says I actually re-downloaded Pogo the other day.
Oh, okay.
I have done that in the past. Like, downloaded it, deleted it, downloaded it, deleted it.
Yeah.
I haven't downloaded it in at least 2 years,
Yeah.
so.
Fair enough. Look, I enjoyed Pokemon Go when it was first
when it
out because it got me out walking and enjoying things.
And like everybody was into it, and it was so cool,
Yeah.
and the community spirit, and all that kind of stuff.
And then it died.
And then it died when lockdown got done.
Yeah. Right, next up, so there's some mobile game updates. So Pokemon Sleep will get Raikou in March, and then the other Gen 2 legendaries Entei and Sukanine. Sukanine? Oh, I can't pronounce Pokemon names. Anyway, who cares? Pokemon Masters EX celebrating its 4.5 year anniversary of Pokemon Champion Gita and Glimora.
Huzzah.
Shows how much I know about Pokemon.
You know more than me,
Pokemon
though, Pete.
Pokemon Cafe Remix is adding a new collectible.
I like the Pokemon game where you take pictures of the Pokemon. I forgot what that's called.
Pokemon Snap.
That. I like that
Yeah.
very much.
Anyway, Pokemon Unite, because people forgot about Pokemon Unite.
I don't know what that is.
It's basically Pokemon MOBA.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Pete's frozen again. But that's okay. He actually
gonna wait.
plays Pokemon a lot more than I do.
Yes. Anyway, so these are the last two announcements that are actually in the game, in the presents. So far, you can imagine we're about 9 minutes in, and it was kind of like, the hell is this? So next we got an announcement of a new trading card game.
Virtual trading card or in real life trading card?
Virtual trading cards. So this is the Pokemon Trading Card Pocket game Pocket, which is coming to Android and iOS at some
Now,
point this year,
Pete, is that the same as a deck builder?
essentially.
Okay. Just
It's
wondering.
essentially like, so do you remember on the Game Boy,
Mm-hmm.
they had the trading card game?
Yes.
It's basically that, except you're
That's
now going to get 2 free packs a day,
okay. That's kind of cool. And in
and there'll
fact,
be a lot of microtransactions,
oh,
probably,
that's less cool. But Rob
and a lot
says,
of push notifications.
yeah, I turned those off. Rob says, okay, the
Yeah.
trading card game looks good, actually. I like the idea
Um,
of it.
So the cool thing that they have actually done with this is they've gone into a lot more immersive detail with the cards themselves, so you can actually see a lot more of the backgrounds and all that in 3D, which is kind of cool.
See,
But there
I
was
kind of like
there
that.
was a lot of there wasn't a lot of talk about the actual game itself, just a
Right.
lot of images of people opening card packs, which is
That's
quite
so
worrying.
weird. Okay, okay.
Like,
That's weird.
it's the trading card.
Yeah. But like the appeal of the
Really
YouTube
weird.
videos. Mm-hmm. Well, the appeal of the YouTube videos is that they open physical packs. So this is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, so the final thing that they held off till
Uh-huh.
the very end was a teaser trailer for a new game.
Right.
Ooh, is it Gen 10? No. Is it a remake of Gold and Silver like everyone thought it was?
Right.
No. It is Pokemon Legends Z and A.
I don't know what that means, Pete.
Basically, it's a new. So you remember Arceus or Arceus?
Ah, Arceus, yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a new Legends game, which is going to be set along in Luminous City, which is from Black and White.
That's amazing.
It's about an urban redevelopment program of Luminous City, where you're
Right.
supposed to be building the city up. Now, this is an interesting one to some degrees because it didn't show any gameplay, didn't show anything really, but it's not only the date,
Right.
but also what it was said on the title card along with that.
Right. Okay.
It's causing rampant speculation as it would do. Releasing in 2025. So
Uh-huh.
weirdly enough, Pokemon Company are deciding to take their actual time with something.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also the fact that it says it releases simultaneously.
Simultaneous, but yes.
So a lot of people speculating, could they have just revealed one of the launch titles for the Switch too?
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Very interesting. But ZA, I don't care about.
Well, apparently, just so chat knows, I can't log into chat.
Okay.
We will discuss that after the show. But Jesse says streamers are opening digital packs as well these days. How does that even work? And now I'm kind of curious and I kind of want to watch it. Rob says it could be good, but we know absolutely nothing about it.
Yeah, that's the problem. We've seen nothing. There's no gameplay. There's no nothing. Like,
It
all
beats
we've seen
everything.
is basically a couple of unknowns basically spell out Luminos City and a digital graphic of it, and that's it.
Hmm.
I mean, it's also so. Rob has said something interesting here
Mhm.
about the simultaneously thing. So
Yep.
he says, "I think the simultaneously thing is a red herring. If you go onto Nintendo's website, they already use that term when talking about Switch, Switch OLED, and Lite. Yeah, that is correct. But I was only stating what the speculation was online
Right.
as a result of this, not to
But
say the speculation was correct.
the thing is, we know there's a new Switch coming out.
Oh, we do.
I mean, at this point, it's 7 years
Educated
old.
guess.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
Actually, I'm glad you said that.
are you?
Happy anniversary to the Switch today. It was
Is
released
it
on the
really?
3rd of March, 2017.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Mike Tino says, I believe they said, quote, simultaneous worldwide release was to spark discourse. And then he
I
said,
think it
Happy
was
Switch
as well.
Day! Yeah, I mean, come on. Because look at us. We're talking about it.
Yeah. Happy Switch anniversary.
Happy 7th birthday. Uh, Birthmas. Um, that's what I always say. Happy
Yeah.
Birthmas.
I'm not going to say what I get every year from one of my friends.
Oh dear.
No, it's a text that he says that's just rather than saying happy birthday, it is a quite a funny way of saying it.
Yes, for those who don't know, Pete's birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
I
screw
told
you!
everyone.
Thank
Nobody knows
you're
anything.
you're playing a very harsh game, knowing full well that I know when your birthday is, and you want to keep that a very
Do
big
you?
secret.
There's only one
Yes,
other person that knows. I told him, and he wrote it in his calendar, and I don't know how I feel about that. I
I'm not
didn't know
saying a
that was
word.
gonna
I
happen.
don't do that. I
Um,
don't tell. Anyway, right. So I'm going to close this out because I've got
yeah,
more Nintendo stuff to
yeah,
talk
we've
about
got
before
way
we go
more
into the
stuff.
complete crappy news.
It's
Um,
Pokemon, which everyone loves, but I don't know that much about.
God, this
But I do love
this was
Pokemon.
total crap.
What?
This Pokemon Presents was
Oh,
total
yeah.
crap.
I think Mike said earlier it didn't need to be, what, 12 minutes or something like that. It was.
No, it didn't need to be. It could have
Yeah.
been a bunch of Twitter updates. That's all.
Choking on my wine. Apologies. Yeah, he said it was all updates that really didn't need to be a 12-minute presentation for.
Yeah, Rob said
Ooh.
overhyped and underdelivered. Correct.
But to be fair, that is a lot of Nintendo's direct
I, f- I
presentation.
do think that half the problem is that there is rampant speculation a lot of the time. And a lot of the Pokemon fans do tend to get overblown. Like, annoyingly, YouTube had auto-populated gold and silver in the video
Right.
before when they actually had it live. So someone thought that a gold and silver remake were happening because of that.
Mm.
And there were articles that were written about that, which is kind of stupid.
Oh, it's so. But we have our thoughts on gaming journalism. Anyway, let's move on from Pokemon. Because we're
Yes,
an
but let's
hour
carry
into
on.
the show.
I know, but let's actually carry on and talk about Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nintendo have hit the news in a big way this week
Yes, they
for
have.
all the wrong reasons. So I'll just read this from VGC. Nintendo says that latest Zelda game,
Yes.
Tears of the Kingdom, was
I.
pirated 1
Mm,
million times
I want to talk about
pre-release as
this.
it sues Yuzu emulator creator.
I want to talk about this, Pete, but go ahead. You finish that story up.
Yes. So, Nintendo of America has filed a lawsuit against Tropic Haze, the creator of popular Switch emulator Yuzu. In a complaint spotted by GameFile reporter Stephen Tortillo, platform holder argues that the quote defendant and its agents are fully aware of the use of Yuzu by others in performing circumvention and and in facilitating piracy at a colossal scale. Yuzu enables users to play pirated Switch games on Windows, Linux, or Android. If those who didn't actually know what Yuzu was.
And you've got to know what Yuzu is, which is what I want to talk about.
I know what Yuzu is. Anyway.
Yeah.
Notably, the lawsuit claims that last year's biggest Switch release, Tears of the Kingdom, was pirated 1 million times in a week and a half before its release in May. With Yuzu in hand, this is a quote. With Yuzu in hand, nothing stops a user from obtaining and playing unlawful copies of virtually any game made for the Nintendo Switch, all without paying a dime to Nintendo or to any of the hundreds of other game developers and publishers making and selling games for the Switch. In effect, Yuzu turns general computing devices into tools for massive intellectual property infringement of Nintendo and others' copyrighted work. So Nintendo is currently seeking damages for alleged violations and a shutdown of the emulator.
I've got some words about that.
Do you want to express them? Because I am now at the end of the story.
Yes, I do. Yes. Actually, Rob says, didn't they have a Pop It Dolphin a while back? Something about its Steam release, or am I imagining that?
You might be correct. They were trying to have a Steam version of Dolphin go live, and they blocked it.
Right. Which, okay, my thoughts and feelings on that. They are, I mean, I get what Rob is saying. Rob is saying, personally, I don't agree with emulating current gen. Here's my only thing. An emulator in and of itself isn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you use it wrong. And yes, while it can be a gray area, using the ROMs or the ISOs, I guess it's ISOs in this case, it would be wrong. Because that would be piracy.
Technically not, actually. It's the distribution of the ISO. So if you were to dump the contents of your cartridge to your computer and play it natively yourself, there is nothing
exactly
initially wrong with that. It's the redistribution of such on fringe
Right.
sites so that people can illegally download it, which is where the issue lies.
I do like what Chad is saying because it has tickled me a bit. Only because I was looking for Uzo this weekend.
Okay. Oh my god.
Jesse says, I didn't know what Uzo was. Is it like limoncello? Mike says, it's a Greek liquor, I think. But, I love that. But, yes, I am not against emulators as an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly that's where I stand. I'm not against emulators as an idea. I do understand going after, like Pete just said, the distribution of ISOs, ROMs, or whatever. For those who don't know what we're talking about, I just realized we need to probably inform our audience, Pete. Emulators.
I mean, if they've listened to episodes, they know we've had discussion on emulators. But for those who are new to us, then carry on.
Yes, emulators are basically mirrors or copies of the OS of consoles.
They're not exactly, no. It's a reverse engineered program that essentially has been made for personal computing devices such as PCs, Macs, and all that. Also Android devices to some degree. Where you have the ability to play virtual versions of a game that have been dumped that way. So essentially what someone will do in the modding and the hacking community is that they will take games based on either CDs or cartridges. They will find a way to hack the system and then dump the cartridges of said game. Well, dumping is known as obviously taking the contents of the game and making it available to play on other platforms.
Right.
So for instance, for those who wanted to play, say, Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow, they would take the Game Boy cartridge, take the contents of that, and then form it into what's known as an ISO file to then to be played on an emulator, which using like Windows or Mac or
Yeah.
Steam or whatever, or the Steam Deck or anything like that, or any pirated
And
devices.
but there's legitimate emulators that you can find on Android or Steam Deck or whatever. And
Yes,
yes,
there are.
so you essentially turn your PC into a Super Nintendo, an NES, PlayStation, original PlayStation 2,
Yeah,
that sort of thing. Rob says, my Steam Deck is full of emulators, but not Yuzu. Oh, really? I think if there's no legitimate way for you to buy the game and the publisher creator get the money for it, then do what you like. Yeah, like we
gonna
talk.
come back to that in a minute. I have some thoughts about that specifically. To carry on.
Well, I was going to say, which is probably exactly what you were going to say, was big time on this show, we talk about game preservation. Sometimes the only way to preserve these games from our childhood, we're talking even back to the Atari, because there are Atari emulators. Atari, NES, SNES, game.
I mean, even some of the classic PCs, like the or the home
Yes,
computing devices, such as the
Amiga,
Amstrad CPC and the Amiga, have emulators
Commodore,
for them.
all of that. There's emulators for all of that. Sometimes that's the only way you can play those games is through emulation. So I think it has its place. It does get a bit iffy when you're emulating current gen games. Because you're not emulating at that point, you're just straight up pirating them.
Not necessarily, though.
Okay.
This is where I was going to come in and chime in and say,
yes, go for it.
I think the legal grey area, or the area in which it's a problem, is if you've actually downloaded a game that you don't own.
Now, see, that's what our listeners need to know, is that
I
in
think
most
if
countries, it's legal as long as you own the game.
Yeah, and I think that this is where Yuzu has a part to play in that sort of situation, is that there is no issue with actually playing a game that you own on an emulator. Say, for instance, Pokemon, God, what's the most recent ones? Scarlet and Violet.
Sure.
They ran horrendously bad on the Switch.
Yes.
Now, if you own a legal copy of that and you dump the content and you play it on Yuzu, you can play it with an uncapped frame rate and it actually plays well. If you own the copy, I don't see an issue with that because you're playing it on hardware that is actually slightly more improved than the hardware you're playing it on. You get a better experience that way. But so long as you've actually paid for the game and you have the ability to dump the contents of the game and you're not sharing it with anyone else.
Right.
Once you share it with someone else, that's where I have the issue with it. But let's be honest, most people have probably downloaded a ROM at some point in their life that they don't actually own.
Oh,
I'm not going to say that I have. I've
don't
never done
know.
anything quite like that before.
Mario RPG, cough cough.
Except for Mario RPG, because we had no legal way to buy it until the Wii Virtual Console, in which I did actually buy a legal copy of it then.
There you go.
I now own it on Super Nintendo because of that reason. I bought a Japanese version.
There you go. Mike says I was going to say that. Well, that's the thing, and to be fair, that's whatever got me into the whole modding community, ROM community, was because there was a lot of Japanese version of the games that I really wanted.
Yeah,
I mean, not just Japanese version of Japanese games that I wanted.
Yeah, and I mean, it was sort of similar for us because we had an inferior version of most of those consoles playing a freaking 50 hertz.
True. And then
the freaking 50 hertz is ridiculous.
But also to find out that, first of all, not only movies, which Mags and I were talking about a few weeks ago, movies got released here. Back in the day, movies were released here in the UK almost like months later after the US. Yeah, the games were as well. Yeah, years, because we were talking about a particular movie, and I was like, oh, we probably saw it at the same time, and he was like, actually, we probably didn't, and here's why. But we'll pretend like we did. But it was the same for games as well. We would get games in the US, and you guys wouldn't get them for, like, if you got them at all, for a year later or whatever. Which is insane to me. And sometimes you didn't even get games that we got and Japan got. And
Nope.
I'm still just like, because
Yeah,
it was the
thanks, Mario
UK.
RPG.
Exactly. The UK and European market. It's like you guys didn't. So I have to support. I'm sorry, but I have to throw my support behind ROMs in that case, and because
Yeah, I do
games
as
for all,
well.
you know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do as well. But the fact is that I don't, like I said, I don't see an issue with emulators so long as you're actually, as long as you own the game, there's no
Right.
issue with it. There's no grey area. Like it used to be the case that you bought a game, you owned that game. And that now, a
Well,
lot of the a lot of the time is that you buy a game, you license the game, like especially in the digital era,
yeah.
which is so you're all you're
Which we've
doing is
talked about
purchasing a
many times.
license.
Yes, we've talked about that many
So
times.
it's not great for preservation. Nintendo
It's
might
not.
be different with that with their cartridges, but there's still going to be problems, especially when it comes down to the digital generation where patching is not good. Like you're not going to be able to play the current version of the game once the servers go down. If you buy a disc or a cartridge, you're playing
Well,
the base version. Like for instance, Smash Brothers.
yeah.
Like if I wasn't able to update that game, I've got 1.0.0,
Mm-hmm.
which actually has a lot of the bad content on it.
Right.
Like,
Right.
so some all the patch stuff won't exist. Um, the base version of Zelda Breath of the Wild wasn't optimized as well.
Yes, I know you've said that before.
So it's just you know, in this generation, we're not always going to have a great version of it unless people actually dump the current versions of these games. But it seems to be that it's becoming harder and harder these days because they don't actually want you to physically own your games anymore. To the point where even Xbox Series X and S games don't even have half the data on them. It is literally
No,
just you download a license and that's
that's
all.
it.
It's just your product key on the disc and that is
That's
all.
all it is. Also interesting side note that I saw, I was going to mention this earlier and totally forgot. So Virgin Media is doing this thing where like if you sign up for their, I don't know, fast internet, whatever,
Mm.
you get a quote free Xbox S.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I think that's quite telling that the Xbox S is you know, now being
Not doing
offered.
well.
Yeah, it's not doing well, but we knew that. But it's still, it was so weird to see that.
Yeah.
I do like what Mike says, which is 50 hertz is the frequency that alternate current runs at normally in the UK. Now, for our US listeners, and probably all over the world, but I think Europeans are probably more attuned to the UK stuff, which
Yep.
is the uh, electrical, I don't know, ampage?
Wattage.
Wattage, that's it, Pete. Wattage is quite different, even in appliances, which is
Hmm.
crazy. He goes, that's an electrical thing more than a hardware problem. So that means that, for those who don't know, television is a bit different, and video games are about different, and movies and Blu-ray are a bit different over here.
They've sort of changed the standard a little bit, I think,
I think it's
nowadays.
becoming
It's more of
more.
an older generation thing.
Yeah, I think it's becoming more universal because it used to be PAL versus NTSC.
I mean, you still get that with region coding and region locking and stuff like that, but
It's not
yeah,
as common as it used to be even,
yeah.
5-10 years ago. Mike says to get more hertz in your game console, you require some complex electronic circuitry to increase the hertz output. 50 hertz is the amount of times the alternate waves bounce between positive and negative voltage in a second. That's the refresh rate. Am I correct in saying that, Mike? Um,
That's what I thought it was, which is why 60 was always better because the refresh rate was higher as a result of it because of the
yes.
wattage, which
Um,
is why some of our games didn't play as well as the NTSC versions.
right. I
Street
mean,
Fighter 2,
oh, I guess it
missed
would
inputs
affect
and all.
fighting games. Mike says it flows back and forth. Front page Rob says, boing, 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 50. But, yeah, because actually somebody was asking a few weeks ago on Mag's stream if one of the games that he was playing, which was called Banished, if it ran at 120 megahertz, which to me, I think it was megahertz. Am I wrong, Pete? Is it hertz or megahertz? The refresh rate.
Hurts.
Is it hertz? Okay.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not sure. You'll have to look it up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, 120 hertz. That's insane. That's like, I think my TV refreshes at 60.
Yeah, I mean, so my TV in the front room is 120. My monitor in here is 165.
Holy crap. I think mine's at 60. Should I up it?
If you want to play games at a better frame rate, but you've said that you
But
don't
I
really
don't.
notice it, so
They
it's
don't.
not really
Yeah.
much point for you.
My eyes are very strange, as we've said.
Whereas I do. I
Pete can
honestly like
tell.
so for context, like I've played Fall Guys on 3 different setups.
Right,
I've played it on
okay.
the Switch, I've played it on the PS4, and I've played it on my PC. So the Switch version is definitely 30. It's 60 on PS4, and I can take my frame rate up to 144 on PC because of the monitor that I'm capable
Does that give
capable
you
of.
more wins?
Not necessarily.
I sometimes wonder if that's my problem. Uh, Mike says it only hurts if it hits you. And Switch is really sluggish. Yeah.
Yeah, the Switch version of Fall Guys is really sluggish. So I've actually had it where in previous times gone by, where I actually was living back at my mum's house. I would play the PC version with my mates until they went to bed, and then I'd switch on to the Switch version, and it would be such a noticeable difference. It was horrendous. So,
Well,
yeah.
I wonder how much of a difference it really makes. Mike says at 120 FPS, right? Pete would already be at the finish line while everybody else is just leaving the start. Now, see, that is my thoughts. That's my thoughts exactly, Mike. Am I a bad player or just I have a very slow refresh rate or FPS rate?
No. It's not necessarily the case.
I don't know. Maybe I should get like fancy monitors and stuff.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make a difference if you can't notice the frame rate. It just makes it run a bit smoothly. That's all. Anyway, shall we move on?
Yes.
I think we've had enough of emulation talk.
Yeah, because like I know everyone's expecting what we're gonna talk about. I just hit my camera. Sorry.
Yes, you did.
Apologies, but yes. Mike says, "No, Kylie, don't do it. Pete needs the advantage."
No, I actually don't play Fall Guys with you anymore.
You should though. Yes.
No, I mean I want to, but you won't play unless Max plays.
That's not entirely true. That is mostly true, but that's not entirely true. And yes, Rob, you should come join
I've
us.
I've asked you to join many a gaming session, like those times where I said, "Oh, let me play Suicide Squad with you." No,
we will. We totally will.
no, I'm done with the game. I've had my time with it. I can't do it.
No, you're totally over it.
Yeah, I'm over it now.
Cheers, Rob. I am going to chug this now. This is my last redeem. Here we go. Okay. But Pete, go on to the next story that everyone's waiting for.
Industry layoffs again.
You knew it was coming, guys. You knew it was coming. It had to happen. We have to discuss this.
I hate having to discuss this, but it's a normal part of unfortunate workplace stuff. So yeah, it's a bad year for the video games industry thus far, which is probably why we're going to cover something next week, which is what the hell is going on with the video games industry at the moment. Because we had the news of several studios making substantial layoffs. So let's start with, and I haven't actually included the EA news, but we can quickly discuss the EA news that it was 5% of their workforce, which I can't remember how many that counts for. If someone wants to put that into the chat. And Rob, we may go into that
We're
in a
about
moment.
to talk about
Hold
that.
fire, hold fire.
Yep.
So yeah, EA was one of the big ones where they stated it was about 5% of their industry workforce was being laid off. Very unfortunate. Where they specifically stated that it was due to the impact of not wanting to do licensed games anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So a Mandalorian Star Wars game was cancelled, and as such, yeah, people lost their jobs as a result of that. But there were several others that I think were majorly affected by it. So we'll go through the three, I'd say largest, but probably three of the most notable ones. Starting with Deck 9 Games. What do you know about Deck 9 Games?
I don't know much. What have they done? And then I'll.
Deck 9 Games were responsible for Life is Strange True
Oh,
Colors.
okay, right, okay. They did the. It's not DLC, but the extra bit.
Well, True Colors was a mainline game. They were
Yeah.
involved in that.
Okay.
So they've also been involved in Life is Strange, uh, Before the Storm, I think it was called,
Yes. Yeah.
which is the prequel to the first Life is Strange game, and several other games as well. But I cannot remember their full repertoire, unfortunately.
Right.
Anyway, so they released a statement on Twitter, which obviously got picked up by several. It says, like many others in the games industry right now, Deck 9 has been affected by the games industry's worsening market conditions. Today, we made the difficult decision to lay off 20% of our staff. These people are amazing, talented, and awesome developers. They have made a huge impact during their time at Deck 9 Games, and we do not take this decision lightly.
Mm.
Please hire these people if you can. They are amazing.
Yeah.
What unfortunately that sort of feels like empty platitudes from a studio that have just literally laid off 20% of their staff.
That's and 20% is a lot. That's a
Depends on
lot, a lot.
obviously depends on how many are involved in their corporate structure as such as well. But yeah, still 20%, regardless of what your workforce is a lot of. I mean, that is a fifth of your workforce. That's crazy.
Right. Exactly.
So, the next one, which actually unfortunately affects someone quite, I would say, reasonably close to Rapid Reviews,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, and big shout outs to them. I hope they manage to find themselves and their new role. Supermassive Games.
Yeah.
So the developers of Until Dawn and the Dark
Yep.
Pictures games have laid off around 90 members of staff. So this coming from Eurogamer, where they said the Guildford-based developer behind Until Dawn, The Quarry, and Dark Pictures anthology horror series has announced job losses with deep regret. Studio confirmed that it would shed staff via a statement posted to social media platform X or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it these days, in which it blamed significant challenges facing the games industry to which it was not immune, in quotes. Mike does state Little Nightmares as well they were
Oh,
involved
right.
in. Thank you for clarifying.
I love Little
Anyway,
Nightmares.
Bloomberg report states that around 150 people were told their jobs were at risk this morning. So that was as of the 26th of February. With around 90 staff eventually expected to leave the business following a consultation period. It is believed that they currently employ 350 members of staff in total. So, somebody who wants to do the maths, yeah, that's a lot. So this is a quote from Supermassive Games. It's no secret the games industry is facing significant challenges, and unfortunately, we aren't immune to this. After much deliberation with deep regret, we are therefore undertaking a reorganization of Supermassive Games. As a result, we are entering into a period of consultation, which we anticipate will result in the loss of some of our colleagues. It is not a decision that's been taken lightly, with many efforts made to avoid this outcome. We are all we are all too aware of how unsettling and difficult this process is going to be for all of our employees, and we will work closely with those involved to ensure the process is conducted as respectfully and compassionately as possible. We're committed to focusing our efforts on our core strengths and upcoming titles to ensure this continues sustainability of the company.
Oof. That is so rough. It just is. There's no way around that.
No, but let's not comment on it just yet,
Okay.
because there's more.
Oh, great.
So a day later, and I think this is the one that took everyone really by surprise,
Oh, goodness.
there was a statement that was released via a blog. I won't say what it is, because the first line will sum up who it is.
Yeah.
The PlayStation community means everything to us, so I felt that it was important to update you on a difficult day at our company. We have made the extremely hard decision to announce our plan to commence a reduction of our overall headcount globally by about 8%, or about 900 people. Subject to local law and consultation processes, employees across the globe, including our studios, are impacted. If you hadn't guessed, this is Sony Interactive Entertainment, SIE, or PlayStation division, basically. So,
Yeah.
this is the one that seems to be, I'm just going to say the word exactly how I want to say it. It seems to be pissing off a lot of people.
Yeah.
And there's good reason behind it to some degree, because this statement came from Jim Ryan,
How
who
is
is
he?
due to be leaving
I was
Sony
gonna
very soon.
say, he's Lion
But
Jim
it
Ryan is supposed to be gone.
is also the fact that they've shuttered Sony London studios completely, and they've reduced the workforce of quite a lot of the UK businesses. But this is why it's managed to annoy a lot of people, because Jim Ryan was pictured a mere 5 days ago as having leaving drinks or a leaving party with London studios a few days before this was announced.
I can't stand him almost as much as I can't stand Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, so the fact that he's gone over to London studios, where he is a UK resident, so he's likely to obviously go and do that quite frequently. Um, Knowing probably that they were going to reduce the workforce and completely close this studio,
Yep.
for him to have a leaving party with them
Oof.
seems very disingenuous and absolutely gross and ridiculous.
Tone deaf would be my description.
Like, he had to sit there knowing full well that these people were going to be made redundant or,
I can't
lose
stand
their
him.
jobs.
I've
And yet
never
he's going to get his fucking golden parachute.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with all these CEOs. Or I think he is a CEO. They're well taken care of. Even again, mentioning Bobby Kotick, who, will hopefully be leaving. I guess Microsoft. I mean, it's Activision, but it's Microsoft, so I don't know. Leaving Activision / Microsoft soon, but he'll be leaving with millions of dollars in a parachute.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for Jim Ryan. Yeah.
Yep.
So
shall I read through? Shall I read through the email that was provided as such?
Yeah,
So,
go ahead,
this
Pete.
was an email that was received.
I'm gonna hate this. Oh, this is gonna be bad, folks. If you know anything about Jim Ryan and Sony, he's not been great.
Okay. Anyway, so it states. So subject, important update regarding organizational restructuring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie. When I say this week, I also received a similar email from the company that I work for.
Unbelievable. But yes.
So this one hit pretty hard to me as well. So, team, it is important to provide you an update about the business as often as possible. Today I'm writing with sad news. Through discussions over the past few months, about the evolving economic landscape changes
Oh,
in the way we develop, distribute, and launch products, and ensuring our organization is future ready in this rapidly
Pete, you have
made
frozen
the
again.
incredibly difficult decision to restructure operations, which regrettably includes a reduction in our workforce, impacting very talented individuals who have contributed to our success. After careful consideration and many leadership discussions over several months, it has become clear changes need to be made to continue to grow the business and develop the company. We had to step back, look at our business holistically, and move forward, focusing on the long-term sustainability of the company and delivering the best experiences possible for our community. The goal is to streamline our resources to ensure our continued success and ability to deliver experiences gamers and creators have come to expect from us. I want to be as transparent as possible with you, our partners, our community about what this means. Bullet point. We envision reducing our headcount by about 900 people or 8%. There will be impact for employees across all SIE regions, Americas, EMEA, Japan, and APAC. Several studios are affected. I know that receiving the news will be hard and upsetting, and you will be wondering what this means for you. Timelines and procedures for how we approach this will vary based on your location due to local laws and regulations, which is where we've talked about, obviously, with the Microsoft stuff a few weeks ago, or maybe a month or so ago. So, bullet points are: for those of you in the US, all impacted employees will be notified today. In the UK, it is proposed the PlayStation Studios London will close in its entirety. That there will be reductions in Fire Sprite Studio, and that there will be reductions in various functions around SIE in the UK.
That's so messed up.
Anyway, I shall continue. Proposed changes that will mean that we will enter a period of collective consultation before any final decisions are taken. All employees are a part of the collective consultation will be made aware of the next steps today. Bullet point: in Japan, we'll implement a next career support program. Details will be communicated separately. In other countries, we'll begin consultations with those who are potentially at risk or impacted as a result of this proposed course of action. So I'm just going to skip over some of this. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to read it because it can't, I think it needs to be heard in its full entirety. So, for those who will be leaving SIE, you are leaving this company with our deepest respect and appreciation for all your efforts during your tenure. For those who will be staying, we will be saying goodbye to friends and colleagues that we cherish during this process, and this will be painful. Your resilience, sensitivity, and adaptiveness will be critical in the weeks and months to come. This will not be easy, and I am aware of the impact it will have on well-being. Affected employees will receive support, including severance benefits. While these are challenging times, it is not indicative of the lack of strength of our company, our brand, or our industry. Our goal is to remain agile and adaptable to the.
I hate all of this. Just to let our
This
listeners
difficult
know.
period. Please be kind to yourselves and to each other, Jim.
Oh, F you, Jim. F you, F you, F you. Can't stand him.
What a dick.
Yup. 100%.
So, I'm going to be honest here when a lot of people keep mentioning the Satoru Iwata thing.
Yes.
Whilst it is absolutely true, it is noted in Japanese employment law
Yeah.
that actually you have to go through several different things you have to do before you essentially make people redundant. A reduction in workforce is usually the last port of call, and one of the options in which you have to exercise is that higher ups lose certain parts of their pays to sustain employees. if all else fails, and you're left with a period of not being able to sustain your business, then yes, you have to let employees go. So it was it was good that Iwata obviously cut his pay,
He did.
but he was done so at the hest of Japanese employment laws. But it
Well,
still shows the character of a man
I
who
was
is
gonna
willing to
say,
cut his own salary to remove people from the company who make that company valuable.
I will always, always, always see him as a man with great honor. And there goes my Discord. Ah!
What the hell happened there?
I told you my Discord quits out.
Oh yes.
So hold on 2 seconds, guys. We'll be back. Oh, my camera's cut off. Oh, that's not good. But
There we go.
anyway, that should be us back. I told you that was gonna happen. Oh no, I need to reconnect.
Did you lose the stream as well?
I did. Well, no, the stream's still going, so you'll
Oh,
have to
okay.
cut all of this wonderful stuff out. There we go. I think we're back now.
I think we are, yeah. But
yeah.
anyway.
But hey, it made it until the very end of the show, so that's good.
Well,
But
kind of, yeah. What
yeah.
was you saying before?
I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but I always have viewed Iwata as a man with great honor. Outside of, Japanese laws or whatever, we've read his biography on the show. It's just, he just was a man with, I just really relate to him. I just think he's amazing. Go listen to our past shows about him. But that is not across the board. Most CEOs don't take a pay cut for their salary. They just cut people. And that is what has happened. Nana, go ahead and put it in chat and see if we...
No, we haven't missed one bit of news because we wanted to close one thing out with this particular section. We might have missed one other, but yeah, please put it in chat.
Yeah.
But I want to come back to something anyway in a minute.
Yeah, going forward, I mean, we've done a more deep dive on these layoffs and stuff like that. And so I'm just kind of reiterating what we've said before, which is we might, like I said this before, that we're headed for a video game crash. Now,
people are now starting to think that we really are. I think more people are more worried about this now.
Of course, when I said that originally, I didn't realize that the video game crash only happened in America. I didn't know. I thought that was worldwide, which shows how limited, we are, or we were. But I think we're headed for a worldwide crash, but that's not an entirely bad thing, because what happens is then the focus becomes less on quantity, think frick, and more on quality, which is what we need. We need to get back to quality games and quality consoles. And I don't think anybody disagrees with that. And I kind of think we're heading in that direction. Yeah, it'll be a little bit more pricey, and it'll be a little bit smaller, it'll be a smaller development team, maybe a longer release date and a smaller release audience, but it'll be worth it. I really do think that. That's what I think. Yes, exactly. Rob says there's certainly a lot of bloatware on Switch at the moment. Exactly.
I wouldn't even just say on the Switch. I think it's on a lot of platforms. There's a lot of stuff coming out everywhere. And that's not just from indie developers. That's from AAA as well. Everyone seems to be releasing a game, and it's just trying to capitalize on a current trend as well. You've noticed how we had the massive push on open world games. Now it seems to be roguelike games and all of that. It's just we're forgetting about some of the originality and some of the creativity of what made the industry what it is. And Hollywood is also suffering with the same problem as well. Like,
Right.
it's just entertainment as a whole just seems to be a lack of creativity.
It's
And it's not, I wouldn't say also just completely a lack of creativity. It is also a lack of good writing and a lot of crap stories that are coming out now that seem to
yeah.
be affected in a massive way. Like, there are people making rampant speculation, which is why we're not covering it this week. We might come back to it next week, but there seems to be a lot of nonsense that seems to be going on in video games at the moment that seems to be happening along the board across all entertainment.
Yeah, did you watch the Borderlands?
What a pile of shite
I
that
knew you
looked
were gonna
like.
say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
It looked so freaking boring, that's why.
I'm trying to be optimistic. I am trying to be optimistic. Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, it looks like Guardians of the Galaxy." But Borderlands should be like Guardians of the
But
Galaxy.
but, it, but the
Have you
problem
never
is it
played
looks like
it?
a budget Guardians of the Galaxy.
But it should.
No, I saw a funny tweet about it. It was like, oh, um, where it does the whole meme of, but you have Guardians of the Galaxy at home.
Yes, that one. Um, but I mean, I am cautiously optimistic. Uh, Jenny says, "Chris
Okay.
Pratt, please." I do love some
Nana,
Chris
I'm
Pratt.
still waiting for these two bits of news if you
Oh
missed
yeah, Nana, please
them.
put them
But I'm
in
going to
chat.
come back to the last one because it was mentioned by Rob in our chat.
Yes, go ahead.
So let's just read this one because
Yes.
this thing seemed to have come out at a time of positivity or needed a positive situation.
Okay.
So Skylanders and Crash Bandicoot
Oh,
Studio, Toys for Bob,
that's right. We do need to talk about this, which I
is
think is a
leaving
good thing.
Activision
Mm-hmm.
and going independent.
I think it's a good thing, but go ahead, Pete.
This is not the first time this has happened. Let's get into this though. So Skylanders, a Crash Bandicoot developer, Toys for Bob's announced plans to go independent. Thank goodness they're not actually just they're not just making trees and postbox for Modern Warfare anymore or
Yes.
Warzone. Thank
Or
Christ.
Warzone, yes.
I know,
Exactly.
I was taking a piss anyway. So, California Studio was acquired by Activision in 2005 and has worked on Skylanders, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, and Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
In a new statement released by the studio heads Paul Yan and Avery Lodato, it was announced the developer will be going it alone. So, over the years, quote, we've inspired love, joy, and laughter for the inner child in
I
all
mean,
gamers.
they
We
have.
pioneered new IP and hardware technologies in Skylanders. We raised the bar for best in class remasters in Spyro Reignited trilogy. We've taken Crash Bandicoot to innovative, and critically acclaimed new heights.
I mean,
Uh,
maybe.
yeah, yeah, debatable, but anyway,
Yeah, it's
with the
debatable.
same enthusiasm and passion, we believe that now is the time to take the studio and our future games to the next level. This opportunity allows us to return to our roots of being a small and nimble studio.
Oh, goodness.
In
Much
their
like
statement,
Spyro.
they also say that despite the decision to go independent, they're exploring a possible partnership with Microsoft.
Yeah, now that was the kind of like WTF moment was when they added that at the end.
Ah, Nana, you are correct. Please post the link and I'll talk about that one because it was another one that also happened. So
Yeah.
anyway, the statement continues, and while we're in the early days of developing our next new game and a ways away from making any announcements, our team is excited to develop new stories, characters, and new gameplay experiences. Our friends at Activision and Microsoft have been extremely supportive of our new direction, and we're confident that we'll continue to work closely together as part of our future. So yeah, this just goes on to talking about
But
what they've done.
the question is, what IPs do they own at this point?
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either. So
No, but
I
that means
think
that they're going to have to create something new.
this
Or
exactly, Pete. We're going for an 100% organic indie studio, which is what I think it's the perfect time for that. So this could actually be an amazing thing for gamers and them, you know?
Mm.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Nana's thing?
Well, we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, I
Ah,
Rodfoot Crush Bandicoot, Bondi Shoot. Sorry, incoming. That's quite funny.
that's
Um,
like
yeah. So
Snatch Cummerbund.
yes, but yeah. So my thought is that actually they probably have developed a new Spyro game for Activision and
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft,
I would think
which
so.
is why they're not talking about it at the moment. I think that was probably the last project that they worked on as
Right.
part of before their independence,
I love Spyro.
and they're just waiting for obviously that to be announced and be released, and then they'll go fully independent as a result of that. Um, yeah, so we'll wait and see what happens with them, but it is good news to see, um, like once what happened with Bungie many years ago, they've have the financial independence to go,
Mm-hmm.
we don't need a third party controlling us. We are going to go it alone. And look what happened with Destiny.
I was gonna say. Oh,
It
Bungie.
led them right back to PlayStation.
Oh, Bungie, what have you done?
I know, and that's the problem. But Bungie were doing so well as a result of it. But why did they have to go back under the banner of like another large company? Just to close this out, obviously, I forgot to mention as well that some of the PlayStation studios that were affected by the layoffs were both Insomniac and Naughty Dog.
Yeah, but
Mm.
is Naughty
Uh,
Dog a real surprise? No.
no, they cancelled a game recently.
And they canceled the multiplayer thing.
That's the
Oh,
game that they
okay.
cancelled. Yeah,
And so, you know.
yeah. And Mike Tendo just put, because this is apt, he said, cue the Thanos quote, where did it lead you? Straight back to me.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so final story, and this was
Yes.
obviously forms as part of the whole industry layoffs and all that. So as a result, as reported by Bloomberg, Saber Interactive is to split from the Embracer Group in a
Yeah.
$500 million deal. Saber Interactive is to go privately owned.
I think that's great.
So I'll read a little bit from Gamatsu. Embracer Group will sell Saber Interactive to a group of private investors in a deal worth up to 500 million, according to the Bloomberg report. The deal will see Saber Interactive become a privately owned company with around 3,500 employees. The company plans to continue developing Knights of the Old Republic remake after being moved from previous developer and Saber Interactive subsidiary Aspire in 2022.
Yeah.
The sale will be one of Embracer Group's biggest moves yet in its ongoing cost-cutting initiative that has resulted in various layoffs and studio closures. So, uh, yeah, interesting.
I think this is a good thing.
I can't see this being necessarily a bad thing, so long as those private investors are willing to invest the money and capital into producing a good game.
Yeah, because like I said, harkening back to what I said at the beginning of this episode, quality over quantity. If we can
Correct.
and I really think it's very difficult to see a positive out of these layoffs, out of these cutting corners, out of these cutting down type things. But if we can find the positive, I do think the positive is better quality of games, better quality consoles, you know, that because that's the only way we can go from here. We can only go up at this point, is my theory. Anyway,
Can I be the nihilist here?
go for it.
I think it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
I mean, there is that possibility.
No, I don't think it's a possibility. I think it's an inevitability at this point.
I
I think
want to believe.
I think we're on a downward trajectory at the moment.
See, I want to believe that we're going to get better based
I
on past.
Yeah, I want to believe it's going to get better, but the problem is that obviously this has happened before with the American games industry back in the
Yeah, it
80s,
did. It's
where
exactly it.
where it was predicted and then it got worse and then it started to get better after it. Sometimes things have to crash and burn to rebuild.
Well, now I 100% agree with that, but it's like, what point is crashing and burning? When does that count? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
in some of these developers, I think they have crashed and burned, and they can only go up. But at the same time, I do realize there's still a lot of ways, they have a lot of far to fall. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. They have a lot of
I know.
ways
I
to
kind of know
fall
what
to
you
fall.
mean.
I do like what Rob says, which is I think we need to go shorter games too. Not just lengthy games for the sake of it, filled with pointless side quests and empty content for no reason. But see, that right there, speaking of like Suicide Squad is a perfect example. When Suicide Squad was first envisioned or whatever, it was supposed to be a just
Narrative single player game.
yeah, that. And then they turned it into an online only live service looter shooter with a lot of microtransactions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's ruined the game. The game is so well written, and there are parts of it that are so good, but they've ruined it by trying to be greedy and make money from it. Mike says, quote, things can only get better. That's because I am an optimist. Yes, exactly. I love it. Rob says, love me a bit of Brian Cox. Yes, we always love Brian Cox. Prediction Bioware is done by the end. They should have been done a long time ago. I mean, that is kind of true. I hope they hang in there, though. Mike says, I love how I blurred Brian's surname like it's some kind of bad word.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Nana says, sadly, the pop POP didn't do well, so that's not happening for a while. Anyway.
Prince of Persia, he means.
Oh, Prince of Persia. Wait, I thought Prince of Persia did do well. Wait, what are we talking about? Okay, wait, I thought Prince of Persia did do well. No, I might be wrong. I think that's like it's like 40 hours, I think. I have to have him ask Mags. Mags really loves Prince of Persia. I have not played it yet. I do plan on playing
Holy
it.
shit.
What?
I didn't believe this was real. Holy crap.
What? Go for it.
Let me read this from what's come from Reddit. Oh my god.
Okay. Go for
And
it.
this happens to deal with Embracer to some degree.
Oh dear. Live as it happens, folks.
This is a rumor, by the way.
Before we wrap
I'm
it
ready
up. Ooh,
to
pizza
post this, to be
cleaner.
honest, so soon after it was posted, but on the r/PS3
Uh-huh.
subreddit, someone has found an eBay listing with a Time Splitters 4 thumbnail on the XMB. Later pictures were included picturing gameplay, rainy map, one gun. Looks like a vertical slice presented to investors. So, yeah, apparently someone's found a dev kit that had an original build of Time Splitters 4 on it.
Oh dear, Pete.
And there is an actual image that's gone along with it, and you can clearly see in the package files there is a Time Splitters 4 there.
Oh, poor Pete. Pete has
Oh shit.
longed for it.
If this becomes playable, I might hack my PS3 to actually just play
Oh
it.
dear. Well, there you go. Someone will. If it's out there, someone will put it out there.
But you know the Hawkeye meme?
Yes.
You know that
Yeah.
one?
I know
Please
it real
don't give
well.
me hope.
Yep. Don't give me hope.
Oh, I didn't want hope.
Oh, Pete.
Please, I really hope someone dumps this onto the internet soon. I really do.
Well, you never know. Even Nana says that might be on the internet soon, Pete. So you never know.
I hope so.
But we probably should wrap up the show portion.
Yes, we shall. But yeah, I heard about that about a day ago, and I was like, I need to have a look into it.
Goodness.
Embracer
Yes.
reminded me of it.
Ugh. My least favorite group. But anyway,
Yeah,
so we have a lot to talk about. A little bit of housekeeping to do.
correct.
I'm going to turn it over to Pete. Now, next week, I will say this. Next week, we should have a little bit more of interactive stuff to go with what we're about to talk about. But that's all on me, folks. I didn't check the email. Anyway, Pete, what do
You
you
were given
have?
all the details to do.
Yes, I was. Pete, what do you have to say for yourself?
I got nothing I need to say for myself
Uh-huh.
except for Timeless Gaming Convention again. 15%
Oh
off your tickets using Rapid 24 at the checkout.
no. Now, Pete, what is Timeless? Where is it at? And when is it? And yes, are we going to be there, me and you?
14th of August at Christ.
It's gonna be in Bury.
No, no, I'm trying to think. It was Arcade Club in Bury in
Yes,
Manchester.
that's right.
14th of August, one day event hosted by a friend, uh, secondary friend of the show, Mags, or middle-aged gamer guy.
Friend of the show. I like that, Pete.
I mean, we've got several friends of the show, but Mike will always be the original.
Uh-huh. I would say
Um,
more than a friend of the show, but that's just me.
yeah, no, but still, but yeah. So, it's a one-day event hosted at
Rob,
the
you should
Europe's
come.
largest. I was going to get to that. Yeah, hosted the largest, Europe's largest arcade, where there's going to be
Yes.
several things going on. Myself and Kylie will be there, and Rob, if you do not come, I will be massively offended.
Yes, you have to show up. It'll be so
I,
much fun.
it would be nice to see Rob again, for a second time. I met him at uh,
Was it
I'm
EGX or
terrible with names.
WASD?
No, it was the one in Manchester. It's run by Simran.
Oh, a format,
Format, that's
which
the
I'll
one.
be
Thank
going
you.
to finally. I've wanted to
Oh,
go
are
to
you doing the
formats too.
Liverpool one?
I'm doing both. Yes, I'm so
Amazing.
excited.
I'm glad
Ah, Rob says, "Have we met?"
we have. Um, yes. He had a ticket to format because of me.
Oh right. Oh, he's like, I don't remember this. Ha ha. Um.
No, so yeah, please make your way down there if you are
Yes.
coming. That would be great if we can see you there. If you are coming, we'll be doing a meet up there at some point, maybe even in the morning, in the afternoon, the evening. Depends on
Yeah.
what time of day people want to
And
come.
Rob
That's
got lucky.
fine.
Rob got to go to Gamescom.
Did. Good bastard.
I want to
Anyway,
go to that so bad.
yes, fine. But let's move on because
But
we've got
yes.
another thing to state as well at WASD in London in April.
Yes.
End of April, we are both confirmed as being there. So want to say the 25th to the 27th, I believe. So that's next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25th to the 27th of April in London. We will both be there, so we'll be organising and getting. We'll be getting a meet up organised at some point. We need to discuss it
Yes.
at some point and probably see what's going to be the best date for everyone. So once we know any information, keep an eye on socials, keep an eye on Discord. We'll post it in the Mags' Discord and a few other places as well. So we will hit you up.
Yes. Definitely
Uh,
do that.
are we doing other than format? Are we doing anything else this year?
We're doing a bunch of things. Well, we don't know if EGX is happening.
Not yet. Anyway,
So I guess WSD is our next thing, and that's in April.
it will be. Yeah, that's
So
next month.
yeah. Me and Pete will definitely be there.
Yeah, you still need
Mags
to
will be there.
discuss with me your
I know.
arrangements.
Mags will know tonight, and then we'll know for sure what
Okay.
that's gonna be.
Cool
But
beans.
yeah, come hang out with us. It'll be cool.
Yes.
And you never know when me and Pete are recording live, so
Well, we might do one on the Saturday night
we might. Yeah, exactly.
after we're back from there. We can talk all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's gonna do. Oh no, we both have podcasts to promote. Pete, what about your other podcasts that you do?
Hang on.
I can't.
Wait.
I have to pee.
No. You said we both have?
Yes, I have one too.
Go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
So I've started a new venture with one at that Jenny Sparkles. Jenny's probably not in chat right now, but thank you, Nana. I can't remember also, Nana, what our our ticket thing is. I think it's Rapid. So I think it's like timelessgaming.co.uk/rapid. But don't quote me on that. I've got to check
Got
that
you covered.
email. Okay. Oh, thank you, Pete. Yes. Look what Pete wrote in chat. Use Rapid24 at checkout. So, Rob, if you think about it, get that. That would be amazing because we're definitely gonna be there. Like, we've already got the hotel rooms. We're there.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, yes. So me and Jenny started a podcast, and it's not really about anything. It's about anything and everything and nothing. So where
Is that what you were doing the Twitch stream about the other
that's
day?
what I
then?
was doing the other day, and it's just silliness, and we giggle. It's called Grins and Giggles. And exactly, Rob, not really about anything. It's not about anything. It's like a Seinfeld. If you remember him, most people don't because I'm really old. But it's a show about nothing and everything. And we giggle a lot. So even when we talk about tough stuff or anything that's rough out in the news, we're still giggling like crazy because that's all Jenny and I do. We just laugh and giggle. So if you want like a really positive spin on your week or whatever, come check us out. It's on Tuesdays, but sometimes it alternates with Saturdays, but I will be posting the schedule every week, so you can go check out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kiley, KILEY_Wilde, WILDE, and you'll be able to see the whatever I just said schedule every week. Because sometimes Tuesday, sometimes Saturday. We just have to see when that is. And it's a lot of fun. And Jenny's hilarious. And she has a beautiful, sparkly smile. And stuff. And that's what I have to say. Pete, what about you?
Oh, thank you. Thanks
Thank you,
for
Nana.
posting that in, Nana. So yeah, those who don't know probably do by now. I do a movie-related or movie and TV show podcast called The Never Watchers with my friend Kurt Lewin, the man who lent me Suicide Squad and made me suffer. I will not hold that against him, though. It was very nice that he sent that to me to try it out. So we are back next week after a small hiatus because we've both been very, very busy and he's had technical issues with his computer. So we should be back with a proper recording next week where we'll cut back to Marvel Cinematic Universe where we're covering What If Season 2.
Ooh, spicy.
So you'll find out the answer to the question of what if I liked this show.
It'll be
And
interesting.
yeah, so yeah, that can be found on most
Thank
good
you,
and
Nana.
some bad podcast players at The Never Watchers.
Ooh.
You can also follow that on Twitter. There will be a link in the show notes for it too.
Yeah. Mike says I think that was a teaser then.
Well, I haven't
What
finished the
if?
series yet. It might not be the case.
Mike says Pete was not very enthusiastic about it. I think
Okay,
that's
fine. Well, how about if I changed it to what if I didn't like this show?
Or what if I did like? Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying now. I
Yeah,
drank a
because
little bit of
remember,
wine.
what if is talking
Yes,
about alternate realities.
it is. It is. Used to be one of my favorite comic book alternate series. Oh,
It's okay. I don't know if they should have made anyway, I'm going into thoughts about certain things about it,
yes.
but they shouldn't really be connected, let's say. They should
Right.
just be individual stories that just form part of a larger universe, basically.
Which is how they are in the comic book version. But
Well, you can go and listen to my thoughts on What If Season 1,
there
though.
you go. Which I have listened to. But that's going to wrap it up for us. Mike says, what if you didn't like it? Would not surprise me. But we thank you so much for joining us. And you could join us over on the stream, which is at twitch.tv/rapid reviews, where we do a pre and post show. Which is extra content that you guys who are listening on the podcast don't necessarily get to hear. And it's a little bit dirty and ribbled because there's no restrictions.
Ribbled?
Yeah, ribbled. It's a little bit
You mean
ribbled.
ribbed for? No, I'm not doing that
I knew what you were gonna say. Can't say it on this version. We can say it on the after show, though.
joke. I can say whatever the hell I want.
That's
I'm the
right. You
one
can.
editing.
That's right. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful episode. And we will see you and talk to you next week. Bye.
Fuck you, Sony. Bye.
You can't put that on there, Pete. You're gonna have to goose honk your own self. Anyway,
I might have got away with one earlier. Definitely was not
oh,
getting away with that
I
one.
know exactly. Anyway, so now that's the podcast over. Let's drink and smoke and cuss. How's everyone
Ribbed
doing?
for her pleasure.
That's what I knew you were
wanted
gonna
to
say that. All I can picture is Wayne going ribbed for her.
No,
pleasure.
Mike. Actually, that is in the edit. That was
Oh my
before I
gosh.
stopped
He's
recording.
gonna have to honk himself. Uh,
What if I accidentally forgot to do so?
yeah, I think you'd have to put the explicit tag on, and I think you'd get a little bit of a message from our overlord.
We might do. Yeah. All right. I'll be
Yeah.
back in a second. Anyway, 2 seconds.
Speaking of which, I need to get him his hoodie. Apparently if you send anything from Northern Ireland, it gets stuck in customs. So that's always fun.
Yeah. Fuck you, Northern Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. Which was funny because Pete finally got his wedding invitations, which was good. But
Months.
yeah, months. 2 months late or 3 months.
I think so. Yeah. But the funny thing was, I sent one back. I should have told you to just keep hold of one.
I know. I should have.
And I sent it back to
right
you.
here.
It freaking arrived in like 3 days.
Yeah.
I sent it in second class as well.
And it showed up in like 3 days. And then Overlord Mike's hoodie and some extra stuff I made for him got sent back to me. So I have to go and now resend it, which is, effort. But they do look really good. So, yeah, exactly. Mike says bloody customs are getting despicably greedy. They really are, especially from Northern Ireland side. I'm very surprised Mags got anything that I've sent him. Because, well, no, I take that back. Because I send everything to Mags. I send it, like, first class signed for, like, tracking.
Oh, funny that. The one thing that I needed you to send that was of vital importance, you didn't even send it first class signed for.
I'm aware. I sent you and Mike's stuff out. And I sent it, Overlord Mike's. And I was just like, just send it, it'll be fine. And then, like, the following... No, it'd probably be a month later. Because I sent Mags' stuff in February. And I was just like, no, it has to be tracked. It has to be first class. It has to be whatever. And it showed up in like 24 hours. But
Look, Mike, you don't have to tell me that twice. I already knew that was the case.
Exactly.
I'm just going to mention this because I know you don't like the person anyway, but it's still going to be done it anyway. So what I thought of when you were saying, yeah, I'll just do it like that, is I was thinking of the critical drinker going, oh, it'll be fine.
Mike says the amount of times they have striped me up more than once when ordering from the UK. Exactly. Now you know who the favorite is. Well, it's not so much a favorite. There's a bit of a difference. Rob says, okay, I'm going to shoot off, guys. Great show. We'll take a look at these tickets. Please do. Like, we will be there. Like, we're there 100%. And it would be great to see you and get your input on it. Because we had your input on Gamescom. So we're going to definitely be doing a follow-up on Timeless.
And you'll be welcome to an episode, like, to join us if you do.
Exactly. We'll definitely, like I said, we'll definitely be doing a Timeless follow-up. So that'll be good. And yes, have a great night, you too. Bye.
Night, Rob. Good to see you again.
Very good to see you. You know what's terrible is I saw his shirt today that I haven't sent off. Now I haven't sent that off. That's not stuck in customs. That's stuck on my desk. Poor Rob. It's like a year later, and I still haven't sent him his shirt.
Sorry, I was laughing at Mike's comment. That is funny.
Oh, Mike says Kylie is such a stalker for Mag that she has to keep track of the posts she sends to him. You better believe it. I'm like, Okay, where is it now? Okay. And then they take a picture of it when it's delivered, and I'm like, right, okay. So that's where it's going.
I don't
Ah,
mean stalker, I mean devout admirer.
I am number one fangirl. I think you called me a super fan the other day, but I'm happy with fangirl. Uh, you know what's terrible? So I got
Both were
Max.
accurate.
Yeah, exactly. But Max and I are going, which if Dave was here, he would roll his eyes. But Max and I are going to TwitchCon. Yes. I have said it again for the 10th
I'm
time.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of twitching.
Her. But I bought him like an authentic official Twitch hoodie. It's black and it's really cute and it's got the little Twitch symbol here. I bought me a matching one, but it's pink. So we're gonna be like really annoying.
I'm not sure I want you to cover TwitchCon.
I have to, Pete. Exactly, Mike.
I'm not
His and
saying
hers
what I
Twitch
once used.
shirts.
I'm not gonna say the same thing that I said to my friend when at work about something to do with that. Oh no, it's actually something that had to be censored from the podcast. If you remember what I said.
Oh goodness. Oh dear, Pete. Oh dear. Yes.
Do you remember what I said?
Yes, I do.
You really are then.
Yes. Oh yes. 100%. I love The Simpsons. But,
No, I didn't mean that.
uh-huh. But I did.
I know you did.
But
I might just fucking say it anyway. I don't care.
okay, go for it. You can't get. We're in the
Enjoying that guzzling of the Twitch cum.
yes. Anyway.
Cum.
Mike says, "Can you imagine if Kylie and Matt go to TwitchCon and it's full of ornithologists? Isn't that bird?" I know. Okay, so here's two things I've discovered what Twitch means.
Oh, for God's sakes, Mike! You did all of that for a fucking
It's hilarious,
shit
Mike.
joke.
The
For a
payoff,
shit
the payoff for that is amazing, because I just recently found out that Twitchers are bird watchers, and also Twitch is the thing that people use to change horseshoes. I just learned that. So if you're a Twitcher, you're like a bird watcher, which is interesting.
And you haven't seen his last comment, have you?
What is it? Ah, they would look like a right pair of tits.
That's what I mean. That's what I said. You did all of that for the setup for such a shit
Great,
joke.
Mike. I appreciated it very deeply.
I laughed, all right. That's all that matters.
Well, all I know is I'm very excited because we just found out we're going to be there like 5 days. So, Pete, we're going to be totally telling you everything. Well, not everything, but you know what I mean. It's going to be a fun experience. But I've gone crazy with the Twitch swag. Because that's what I do.
Oh, by the way, what we're calling this episode? No, it's not my nude news.
I think it should be Pete Nudes.
No.
But if Cincho's still around, Cincho should tell us something. Cincho had like several.
Oh, it was something to do with a Tekken thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm Tekken the Piss, I think was it. Which is quite funny. But,
oh, you know what? I think I've got it.
Oh, goodness. I am curious.
You're going to have to find out.
Oh, goodness. But, yes. I don't really have much to say. Chat, do you have anything you want to ask us? Because we're just kind of chilling. Oh, Cincha says you'll figure something out. Cincha, you were supposed to use a Tekken pun in that sentence. Thank you very much.
It's alright. He used so many that he got electric wind god fisted to the face.
I will just take your word for that. Cincha, was that hilarious? Are you laughing because of what Pete said? I think so.
Right, there you go. There's the episode title.
The game industry is Tekken the piss. There you go. Right now, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly. Mike says that works. Exactly. Oh goodness.
I mean, it's either that or a rebirth is required.
Oh, rebirth sounds disgusting. If I'm honest. I mean, if I'm honest.
It does, yeah.
But Centra says, "Wow, so I stopped making Tekken puns, and then the episode ends up using it anyways." Of course,
At
of
least I got
course.
the right episode number this time.
Mike says, "Though I must have missed the part where you actually spoke about Tekken." See, that's the thing. We didn't actually. Maybe it's ironic. That's it.
No, it's because of how many mentions of Tekken there was in the chat
I know
from
that is
Sencho.
quite funny. But yeah, you know what might happen? I haven't talked to him about this, but Pete, in April,
Oh God.
me and Mags might be able to do the show from our hotel room. How funny would that be? I haven't talked to him about it though, so he's gonna go.
So I see you have
WTF?
figured your plans out then.
I have been thinking about it. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Emperor Carrot.
Oh, hello, Will. Oh, you've caught us right at the end. It's great. We just talked about the sad part of news, which is with the layoffs, but now we're in the funny, happy, haha part, where I have drank an entire bottle of wine. And mostly that. How are you tonight? Is the true question.
Yeah, nobody cares about Little Wild Ass.
What? Say that again, Pete?
I said nobody cares about Little Wild Ass.
They do. Everyone cares and loves us. Cintra says, so you're sharing a hotel room, huh? Hot tub time. Believe me, if I could convince Max to get in a hot tub and film it, I would. But he has already told me absolutely not. So maybe.
And he'd be right in doing so.
But I think it would be fun. There is a hotel room that I want to get that has a hot tub, but he said absolutely not.
I was going to say, should we ask Paris Hilton how this worked out?
I don't know. Is that last night?
Or Pamela Anderson?
Oh gosh. Oh dear. It wouldn't be like that. Cincho says, "Don't film it and get in a hot tub." Now, honestly, Cincho, that's probably going to happen right there. But it probably won't be filmed because he's explicitly said no.
And he'd be right to do so.
I think it would be hilarious. I think it would be downright hilarious. Mike says, Wild Night with Kiley. Yes, that would be the name of it. I still say that me, Pete, and Mags should get in a hot tub. I think it would be hilarious.
Never.
Yeah, I don't think I can convince him now. Mags from 4 months ago, I could convince. Not Mags now.
Never.
Oh, such 8.5 ounces of bath soap. Yes. Oh my gosh, I wish I could convince him. Just a photograph, just a selfie in the hot tub. Maybe I can convince him of that. He's going to watch this and go, no. I'm going to get a message that says no.
And Mags, you'd be right in doing so. You're a man of
I think it would
knowledge.
be hilarious. But yeah, all for the memes, you know. Exactly. Emperor Will says bribe. It's so funny because Mags is so willing on like any selfies, anything with anybody. And then the minute I'm like, hey, let's do a hot tub. Nope. But you guys, we have to finalize this, but if we end up doing a couple of shows when he's here in April, you should see the hotel I've picked. It's going to be freaking beautiful in the background.
Bougie.
It is very bougie because it's me. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful.
Just hope your freaking internet is actually halfway decent to be able to do the show
I'm
properly.
hoping so, because we will be quite out of the way.
Are you taking a laptop with you?
Yes, I'll be taking a laptop. Sinjo says,
Well, I might have a better idea then.
and then Max will also have his laptop. Sinjo
I
says,
might have a better idea. I'll discuss that with you
oh,
after.
okay. Sinjo says he's afraid of deep water. I'm sure he is. And Mike says, you gotta think, Kylie. Max has a reputation to maintain. What reputation?
He is
and
a
then,
respectable streamer with partners.
uh-huh. Yes. Will says, you going to Timeless? Yes, me and Pete are both going to Timeless. Cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Sorry,
So
who
much
said
fun.
that?
Emperor Carrot. His name's Will. I keep calling him Will. That's my fault.
Oh, is that who that is
Yes,
in
it's Will.
Discord? Oh, I see.
Yes, exactly. Mike says, and you may tarnish it with an OnlyFans hot touch stream.
No OnlyFans, only Kiley.
Exactly. I'm his own. Well, I'm not his only fan, but I'm definitely his super fan. Sincho says, seriously, which reputation are we speaking of? Right? Exactly. And
I mean,
then,
after you bought him that Twitch hoodie, you know, he's a respectable member of the Twitch community.
it's true. It's official. Mike says, a respectable member of the Twitch community. Yes, exactly. Mag's only fan confirmed. I mean, Max has more than one fan, it's true, but I am definitely his biggest fan. Now, if we could just get his community and my community to convince him to get in the hot tub and do a hot tub stream, I think it would be
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me?
What? I know.
Am I not here? Am I not here?
Well, I want you to do a hot tub
no,
stream too.
just listen back to what you just said.
I don't remember what I just said.
You said Mags's community and my community.
Well, I meant ours, Pete.
Thank you.
Ours.
No, fuck you.
And to be
Fuck
fair,
you.
no, if we're right, Pete, think about it. Our community is Mags's community and vice versa.
In some respects, yeah.
Yes. And then Sinjo says that Princess Peach hot tub reputation he could lose. I love that Princess Peach cosplay Halloween thing. I have clips from it that I rewatch quite frequently. Yes, no, exactly. Emperor Carrot, we said that earlier. Yes, a Pete and Mags hot tub stream. I would love to see that. And a Pete and Big Jessie hot tub. A Pete, Big Jessie, and Mag stream. I'm set for life. Sincho says Kylie is streaming on her own now, so technically she can say that now, Pete. It's true. Oh, Mike says Pete has just died inside. It's true. Pete, are you frozen or are you just contemplating life? I think Pete's frozen. But it works.
Wow, stay pretty still there. That's pretty good.
Oh, okay. Very good, Pete. Very good. That was excellent.
I've been done with this for years, by the way.
So done with this. So it just says, that's hilarious that we can't tell. Yeah, Pete did that really well. You did. I was like, for sure that you were frozen. But see, WASD, it might be all three of us hanging out. So we could get a hot tub. Come on, chat. Who wants to see me, Pete, and Mags in a hot tub together? I do. And then Mike says he's wondering about his life choices that led him to this moment.
I've always debated about that.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. But is any... Sintra says, I want to see any of those things. But, chat, are any of you going to WASD? W-A-S-D?
WASD.
I love saying WASD. That's just a me thing, though.
Yeah, what? Who's going to WASD?
WASD.
WASD.
WASD. Yes! Emperor Carrot, yes. Inflatable hot tub at Timeless, yes. I mean, Max is going to be completely stressed out and won't even know I'm there. But I say, let's do it. Yes, Centro was D. We all love the D. Don't clip that. No, Nana says I'm trying to get a ticket currently. Yeah, to WASD or to WASD. You should, Nana. It will be so much fun. It'll be so much fun if we're all there together, which is the plan. So hopefully, here's
Shall be.
that will happen.
Yeah, please let us know what you meant, whether it's ticket for timeless. Oh,
Okay, he did.
WSD,
He said
perfect.
yes.
Yeah,
that
that'd
would
be great.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, if you do go to WSD, I think we're coming from a similar location, so let me know and we can maybe travel up together.
Yeah. I keep flying into Birmingham apparently, so that's where I'm coming from. We'll see how that goes.
Nobody wants to know any other details other than that. That's all.
Yes, that's a thing that happens. But we'll know closer to the time. But anyway, we're about to wrap this up. Chat, if you want to throw anything at us, any questions or anything. Cincho says details. I'll tell you this much. April's going to be a lot of fun for me. Max is coming to Belfast again in April. And he's going to be listening to this, so I have to be careful what I say.
Coming to Belfast?
Ah!
No. Go no further than that.
Cincho says 2 tails, 1 tub. We're actually going to be going on quite adventures. I have a lot of stuff planned for us that's going to be a lot of fun. Will says, I really want to go to Ireland. It's so beautiful over here. I'm not going to lie. Like, I know I'm biased. I get it. I'm biased. But
I've only been to one place in Ireland,
Pete's been to Dublin.
Was Dublin.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That was good. That was lovely.
And that was the city. Pete saw the city. I'm going to show Mags the country. Ireland is just beautiful. It is. You always have a good time when you come over here. At least it's nicer than Birmingham.
That's because there's areas of Birmingham that you can't go to, apparently.
Well, the 5 minutes I was in Birmingham, it was more than 5 minutes. I like it. Now, I will be very honest. I can't understand some of the accents in Birmingham. I asked a guy where the coffee machine was, and I was just like, thanks, because I couldn't understand what he said, but he was really nice. 5 minutes is too long. If I'm honest, it was more like an hour. But everyone seemed friendly. I just didn't know what they were saying. Kind of sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher, if you know what that is. That's a cartoon. That. And I was just like, thank you. They were so nice, though. But I didn't know what they were saying. But it'll be fun. Yeah. Although I might be flying directly into Heathrow for WASD. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Depends. It all depends. In fact, I find out tonight. We'll have to get Mag to give you a tour. Yes. Definitely we'll have to do that. Because I think the most we've done is he picked me up from the airport and we went to Nottingham. So that's all I know from Max. And then, my hour there by myself. But yeah, I think, are we ready to wrap it up, Pete? Because I drank an entire bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Which was partly because chat kept redeeming, beautiful, wonderful chat, that I thank you so much for redeeming those wine glasses. And then Pete's hydrate was amazing. But I think that's it. Pete, do you want to add anything else before I wrap this up?
Just a hydrate. Just remember.
I'm out of wine. Oh, no. Pete, you would do that.
You're gone.
Yes, I'm gone.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Let's try this again.
Emperor Garrett or Will. I don't drink.
Yeah, Pete doesn't drink.
I am teetotal.
He is. It's true.
Have been for nearly 5 years.
Which is really good. I mean, it is good.
I'm breaking that vow though.
When? Oh, at your wedding?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's
I
fine.
need it. I'm probably gonna need it.
I would think so. Like, I've never had a wedding, so I can't tell you, but the idea of it terrifies me. So
Yeah, it does with me too.
yeah, Sincho says, is Tekken the piss now? Mike says, how Pete managed to say teetotal during these streams is beyond me. Somebody's got to say it straight, man.
I'm honestly surprised that I managed to as well.
Yeah, that speaks to his character.
I mean, there is currently bottles of Malibu in the house. I could easily break that vow.
Wow, interesting.
It's Rachel's.
Yeah, I figured. It'll be fun watching you drink at your wedding.
Yes.
Yes. But
No streaming. No, if you stream at my wedding, I'm going to kill you.
Have you sent that invitation to somebody?
Possibly.
Mike says driven to the edge, but has the solid steel resolve to not touch a drop. That is Pete. Emperor Carrot says looking forward to seeing you all at Timeless. Well, seeing everyone. Yes, we can't wait. Honestly,
I can't wait.
I mean, I can only speak for me, but I kind of am partly speaking for Pete here. But I know I'm
Nobody
wrapping
speaks
it.
for me. How
Yes.
No, you're fine.
I have enjoyed because it's can you believe this, Pete? It's been 6 months since I met Mags and his community. 6 months.
Oh, I know.
That's insane. But I have really come to know Mags's community, become a part of it, as has Pete. But I'm only speaking for myself here. And the idea that we're gonna like go to Timeless and meet these people that live in my phone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
I'm looking forward to meeting people like Big Jessie. It's gonna be great.
I know it's gonna be so much fun, and Jenny's gonna be there too. Mike says Pete says no streaming, but didn't say anything about VOD.
Wrong.
Wink.
No, to create a VOD, you need a stream.
Yes, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
It's hung up on the details there. No, I will tell you this now and on stream. You video any of it and put it on the internet.
Before, yeah.
I will actually kill you.
Oh, I actually believe that.
I will fly to Belfast personally just to do it.
I actually believe that, believe it or not. Sincho says, I live in your phone. Hashtag claustrophobia attack. Yes, you live in my phone, Sincho. Mike says,
I'm surprised there wasn't a Tekken reference in there.
okay, Mike, I kid you not. Mags and I talk about that sometimes. Mike says, and all because I begged Pete to go to format for us. Like, we sit here and we talk about, like, Pete, Mike, if that hadn't happened, literally WTF. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I wouldn't know who Max is. Well, I probably still would.
Well, actually, the thing is that the impetus was also down on me to actually go and discuss something with him.
That's it.
And that was all of what it was. Is I saw this thing. It's like, oh, Timeless Gaming Convention. I wonder what this is. Let me go and have a chat and find out. Turned out he was actually quite a nice guy.
Very nice guy. And then he showed up on our show, and I was just like, I was grieving some other stuff, and so I was just like, hey, nice guy. Oh, he makes me laugh. Oh, we like everything the same, but you know what? Whatever. And then
he started becoming a serial harasser.
That only happened after he came back the second time.
I know, I'm just saying.
And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not so depressed this time. Who's this? Who's this new character that has walked in on our show? But anyway. And then here we are. Ta-da! Mike says, Kylie thanks the stars that she met Mag. He curses my name under his breath. Sometimes, yeah. Cincho says, my money is on Kylie in a fight between you two, by the way. Hashtag Marissa. Mike says, love is a two-sided coin.
You wouldn't get the Marissa comment there. She is a character from Street Fighter 6.
I assumed that much. I'll tell you which character I relate to the most, and that's in Tekken, Cincho, and that is Nina, as I've stated before. I just feel, some reason, I feel connected to her. But
Hey,
I can't imagine why.
Not Anna.
No, more Nina.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, considering they're sisters.
Are they really? No, I didn't know that.
Nina and Anna Williams.
Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. Okay, I know who Marissa is now. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I froze us. Sorry, guys. That was not supposed to happen.
Bye, mate.
Sorry. We'll be back in 2 seconds. Hopefully you can still hear us.
I hope so.
Yeah. My poor computer. Let's wrap this up.
How have you just bought a new computer and still managed to tank it?
I think it needs more RAM. I'm not sure. Cincho says, don't even start with Tekken lore about Nina/Anna. OMG, it's insanity. I don't know who Anna is. I'll need to look her up.
Anna
Mike
Williams.
says, anyhow, night all. I'm going to bed. Lots of love to you all, and hope you have a great week ahead. Thank you so much, Mike, and thank you so much for being here. It means the world to us. And we're wrapping this up now. But thank you guys so much for being here. We know it wasn't like the happiest show that we could have done, but it had to be reported on. And Emperor Carrot says night.
I'll put the shout out again. I'll put it out on various Discords. We're going to do a featured episode next week where we're going to talk more about the games industry as such. If you want to join us, please get in touch.
Get in touch.
If you have any strong thoughts about what the fuck is going on with this crazy industry at the moment, please do.
Yeah.
If you know anyone that's been affected by what's been going on and wants to discuss it, please join us.
Yeah.
If you've been unfortunately laid off, we'd like to hear from people too.
Absolutely. So, yeah, do that. Next week's going to be insane and amazing. It's going to be our roundtable discussion, which we haven't had in months, and I'm very looking forward to it. But anyway, oh gosh, I'll say this from Cincho and then we'll sign off. Cincho says,
this is mental.
Nina basically was impregnated while being in cryo sleep, which gave us Steve of all people. I'll leave it at that. WTF? But okay, gonna wrap it up, and then I'm gonna go read in Tekken lore.
You should. There's some mental lore involved in Tekken.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. We have appreciated every single one of you because, as I always say, you could spend your time anywhere else on the web, and the fact that you choose to spend your time with us means more than the world to us, and we thank you so much for that.
I don't say it enough, but I do really appreciate it. Thank you.
Definitely. I saw someone do that the other day. So that's a thing.
It looks like a vag.
It does, doesn't it? Okay, I'm not the only one. Let's do this. Anyway, thank you so much, and we will see you next week.